really care, I'ma say it anyway. Why most committed guys seem soft and gay? I'm not saying all, but a large amount. Have you ever heard the words that come out of their mouth? Yeah, they cuss like a sailor, but they follow my eye. They carry oaks and wear makeup and thinking it's hot. I think they need to stop. This is a new era. I wonder if the pharaohs ever wore mascara. It probably was a death mask misunderstood. Don't let them D-boys catch them up in the hood. Why NOI? Stop patrolling the block. We get shot by the cops and we calling the cops. Come on, y'all was on another level. The black man was God, the white man the devil. Now the white man, or better yet the European, and the Mars and the bean pies are sold by Koreans. I'm talking what I'm seeing, I'm just a reporter. How you call a woman to be and you got a daughter. Talking about the Hebrews that demonize women and choose Esau over brothers and Kemet. Probably timid, soft, and scared to fight. Yelling and wearing spikes, trying to fake me out right. But you can't fool me, cause you make a little noise. Cause deep inside, y'all some scared little boys. You really wanna ride, let's take it to the beast. Get revenge for our people killed by like these. Yeah, right. Y'all ain't busting the grape. It appears that you fear you in love with hate. Correct me if I'm wrong, we might all don't get along. European psychology got us all gone. You think we divided? Cause I wear fez and she wear oak and he wear dreads. But the vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to wake you up and get you out of the bed. We all to get you out the bed. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Wake up. I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Oh yeah, I'm here to spread love and get you out of the bed. Y'all think we divided cause I got a fez and you wear oak and she wear dreads. Y'all think we divided cause I wear fez. The vision don't start there, it starts in the head. And she wear oak and he got dreads. Moors need to wake up too, so I'ma wake up you. So we can get together, do what we gotta do. We ain't done much since the prophet left. More standing on law, we still in this mess. Haven't built the town to hold us down. Paperwork can't fear, we looking like clowns. Never been to the temple, claim we follow the prophet. But I follow the prophet, I understand logic. People in the temple, time to hit the streets. Everybody do their part of we ain't getting relief. The murder rate can be more than just gone crazy. Dope fiends ODing in the hood on the daily. Weed waste with chemicals, you drink and serve. We fighting over information, we got some nerve. They say that we conscious, we might know a little something, but we just front, cause we haven't done nothing, we lost. You think we divided, cause I got a fez, and she got a cross, and he got dreads. You think we divided, cause I got a fez, and he got an onk, and he got dreads. You think we divided, cause I got a fez?
Yeah. Islam. I'm trying to be your friend, man. That's right. Trying to be your friend, bro. Help me out. Meet me halfway. Come on. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. Yo, let me be your friend. Peace and love. Let me be your friend. Peace and love. I said you ain't never met a more like me, and you ain't never ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love. You let me be your friend. Peace and love. Hey yo, I used to be a thug until I met the prophet. Now I'm all about love, truth, peace, and freedom till I return to Allah. One day we gon' meet him. I'm all about justice, that's the focus of the message. Sometimes Asiatics make me wanna forget the lessons. I be all up in my passion from all the Moorish passion. All things considered, I start laughing. A grown man with a ponytail, another calling us Neanderthal, and he all pale. I mean, for real, this is what it come to, my brother. We got nothing better to do than talk down to each other. Yeah, we can be scholarly or we can get gutter. We are the children of our father, and the breast of our mother has nursed us all. And first of all, we beefing while the peen trying to murk us all. You need to chill, my brother. Tell the elder the same, cause on the real, my man, I'm really about them things. I can take the feds off and get back in the low and return to the state where they used to call me dope. But no, I'm rolling with the prophet of Allah. I want love, not war. Standing on that floor, and I'm holding the square. The compass and the axe that might be too deep. Yo, let's not get off track. See, our prophet was an adept. Do you know what that is? An Egyptian adept is a brother who lived by the universal science developing the Nile. We call it Islamism, but it's the same, my child. Sit at the foot of a master. I train you up, but I might have to bang you up. I still love you, and those that's talking that this ain't Islam. Everything the prophet brought is in the Quran. All the other stuff, prostrate and cover up, is just the start. The nearest place to me, the law's the heart. You can dress like Imhotep, or you can dress like a herb. By the Moorish American Muslim unifies the word. You can say what you want about Dr. York, but he gave you different variations of the same thought. You don't appreciate that. You won't appreciate me. Appreciate the holy and divine Jubilee. People refuse to admit it. He the first that ever did it. Europeans hope that the Moors would forget it, but we here, strong, alive and well, resurrected from hell, with a story to tell. So pay attention and listen and consider the facts. You know it's humanly impossible for you to be black. I guess a Chinaman is yellow, a Mexican is brown. Just think for a second how ridiculous it sounds. We can turn it around, but we must unite. It's okay to disagree, but we don't have to fight. Cause if we have to fight, you know how we get. I'm still learning to love. No, I'm not there yet. So work with me, fam, and I'ma work with you. And let's all work together and do what we gotta do. Cause on the real side, we haven't made no progress since 1929 when the prophet left the flesh. We got an Asiatic president, men marrying men, psycho shooting up a club and don't see his own sin. And those that say they conscious, that took your bucks. Move straight to Hollywood and straight living it up. And y'all bigging it up, straight cheesing and grinning. But it was your bread to help them set it off in the beginning. Be careful what you put in your soul, cause it could blind you. Unfortunately, some people get paid to misguide you, misguide you. Oh yeah, I wanna be your friend. Peace and love, let me be your friend. Peace and love, I said you ain't never, and you would never. You ain't never, ever, ever. You ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever, ever gonna meet one again. I wanna be your friend. Peace and love, just let me be your friend. Peace and love, oh yeah, you ain't never met a more like this, and you ain't never, ever, ever gonna meet one again. Just let me be your friend. Peace and love, just let me be your friend. Peace and love, I wanna be your friend. Yeah, let me be your friend. All these men, we ain't trying to be enemies. I wanna be your, you let me be your, I wanna be your friend. Hey, yeah.
Good afternoon, family. Man. How did I get this job? How did I get this job? I don't understand how I got this job, man. You know what I mean? It's a dirty job, but somebody got to do it. Let me give a disclaimer first before we get started. One of the first disclaimers I want to give is that number one, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Number one, this is a copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for the fair use for purpose of such criticisms, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. And I'm covering all the above with this subject. Fair use is a use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Also, parental advisory is advised. Again, I will be critiquing, commenting,
also reporting, teaching, expressing some scholarship, and most definitely research. Now, tonight the story is about, and if you're not used to Moorish World TV, I want to set the tone. Tonight is about Jacob York. It's not about Dr. Malachi Z. York. I think that's time for that. We have time for another show for that. And as I told someone today, I'm not going to have all the stories cross and intersect, whereas though we missed the point. You follow me? So tonight, this is about Jacob York. Now, if y'all are new to Moorish World TV, let me give you the working framework. As I said in opening up, I don't know how I get in this position to be talking about certain stories. I give you an example. I seen Grandmaster Jay, the one that was a part of the militia thing, and I thought it was kind of odd that he was moving how he was moving. And I began to cover it, and I'm like, nah, this guy's a fraud. And then I go on a whole 12 months campaign because he just keep giving and giving and giving fraudulent behavior, and to the point I predicted that he would drift off the scene. And ultimately he did everything I predicted. You follow me? But from that story came the story of my sister, Black Hourglass, Mommy Goddess, young sister being sexually taken advantage of, being treated less than a dignified manner. And people had plenty of opinions about that. Then it went on to the Black Panther. It was just like, it started off with a branch, and I mean, it started off with a root, Grandmaster Jay, and then it just branched everywhere. All the Black Panthers, and I mean, it just was crazy if you've been following the story. So this has been the legacy so far that we're building on Moorish World TV. And so now this story starts with Brother Polite. From the time that Brother Polite swindled somebody here in Baltimore out of approximately $6,000, at that time, I guess that was 2015. I'm not sure what it was. But at that time, I said, man, this guy tripping. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of like, we got another one. Cut it off. Got the people money back, on and on. And so, and if anybody watched the show when Brother Polite actually called in the show about polygamy, the first thing Polite said was, I thought you had a beef with me. I said, I don't have no beef with you. I have a problem with the people who didn't expect you to take their money, but I don't have no beef with you. You remember? Yeah. Anybody remember that show? I did the show about polygamy, and Polite, the guy over there, and in the whole K, he sent him the link, and he came in, and I said, man, what's going on? Where you been at? You know, me being facetious. He said, I thought you didn't like me. I said, you don't got no beef with me. I said, man, I don't got no beef with you. You feel what I'm saying? But whatever the case may be, and I don't have no beef with nobody. I'm not going to hold. See, one thing about beef, that old fake beef stuff, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. That old fake beef stuff that people do on the internet, that stuff ain't real. I'm telling you, man, it's right down the street from my house, man. A young sister, they haven't even identified her yet, was shot in her head and left for dead last week, one morning when I came out the house, and I did the live on Facebook. So I mean, beef is something different than this stuff that happens on the internet. So I don't have no beef for anybody. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, let me block this guy real quick. With that being said, No, even when I disagree with you, I don't have beef. So let me let this be clear. So from the Polite branch, I've been covering stories about Polite that periodically seem out of hand. You feel what I'm saying? And when this story came up about the child molestation of a 14-year-old, rightfully so, I covered the story. You see what I'm saying? Now, many people who never covered the wickedness of Brother Polite, everybody started jumping on it. And me, anybody that watched the channel know for sure, without a doubt or contradiction, that periodically I would touch on these stories of, I guess, indiscretions of Brother Polite. Y'all remember when the guy from Whole K came on the channel and said, man, why you put his wife on there? You got his wife on the cover. And I said, all right, I'll take the wife off. You know what I'm saying? But then I thought about it. I'm like, ain't he the one that paraded his wife around half naked all the way through social media? I put a decent picture of his wife. They had the afro. They didn't have the paid for implants. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have any of that. They were just natural. I put the most respectable one I could find. I say, why you put my wife on there? Like, so long story short, let's get through. When the molestation thing broke, and we covered it, I mean, good. You know what I mean? Let me get this sister right here. Sister Dolores, you have the ability to create a channel. Maybe you should create the channel that focus on Europeans, and then we'll bring my audience over there and build your channel. Right now, I'm going to be focusing on the roaches in the house. That's what I want to focus on. I want to focus on the roaches in the house, because in order to live in this house, we can't be annoyed by the roaches. But if you create the channel talking about the Europeans, I will give you 1,000% backing, and I will also direct the audience from Moorish World TV over there so we can blow your channel up, because we need people to do all sorts of channel. I can't cover it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that good. And so when we have roaches in the house, you know, we just need to pull out the raid, and we got to do what we got to do inside the house. You know what I'm saying? We can deal with the roaches outside, you know what I'm saying, once we deal with the roaches in the house, you see. But if you would like to create a channel to focus on Europeans in the dastard ways that they have been doing for the last 3,000 to 4,000 years, there is no problem with me. I will send everybody there so we can blow your channel up. And I appreciate your comment. Now, back to what I was saying. So now this story has went into the direction where, because some people think that Sister Uma reached out to me. In fact, quite a few people reached out to me. You follow me? Talking to Sister Uma, and I will tell you, talking to Sister Uma, and the sister that I spoke to today, they were just easy to talk to. You follow what I'm saying? And I kind of understood, you know, the plight just from talking to how the sister that I spoke to today and Uma, they just paint a picture to give me a concept of what happened. Now, I don't believe in taking sides because I don't have all the information yet. So again, this is not I'll open up the stream tonight. I'll open up the stream like an hour and a half after I go through these slides. So anyway, let's get to the point. My bad. I'm dragging all along. I'm talking like old people on the porch. Anyway, the story have come to the point where as though Uma's story was connected to Polite, because Polite ultimately, allegedly attempted to try to kill Uma, in fact, or somebody with Polite, allegedly, you know, and so that's how she come in. And then from that story blossomed the story of child molestation. You follow what I'm saying? And so it kind of just opened up to the point where we're at now. So Jacob York came on the channel, and I want y'all to remember this. Nobody called Jacob York out. Nobody called him out. Jacob York came on the channel and thought that somebody called his name. Do y'all remember that? Let me see if I can find a clip real quick. He thought that somebody called his name. He hit the link that was in the chat, assuming that somebody called his name. This is how Jacob York gets into the conversation. Y'all remember that? Can y'all press 1 if y'all remember that? That's how he gets into the conversation. Nobody called Jacob York name. Not no one. In fact, let me see if I can find it real quick. See if I can find it real quick. I think I got it here. In fact, he came on the show. Let me see if I can find it. I think I might got it here. In fact, he came on the show and called. Let me see if I can find it.
First of all, in 1999, I was dealing with something completely different. I didn't deal with props in 1999.
Hold up, Uma York, stop. Jacob York, you're calling her the. Let me stop.
First of all, Leah.
You don't. No, it's not Leah.
I'm saying. In 1999, I was dealing with. First of all, in 1999, I was dealing with something completely different. I didn't deal with. First of all, in 1999, Leah.
You don't.
In 1999, Leah.
You don't.
In
No, it's not.
1999, Leah.
You don't. No, it's not Leah.
I'm saying. In 19.
Y'all hear that? And the following night, he goes on to the whole K, teaming up with the one he thought he was fussing with. Did y'all hear that? He teams up on Whole K with the sister he thought he was fussing with on Moorish World TV. Did y'all check that out? But then he says that she needs medication. Did y'all hear that? And said that, now, a slip of the tongue is all right. But now listen what I said, though. Watch this. Let me play it real quick. And this is my video. I could have showed it. Listen to this. Listen, people need some healing. Check this out.
Leah.
You don't. No, it's not Leah.
I'm saying. In 1999, I was dealing with. First of all, in 1999, I was dealing with something completely different. I didn't deal with props in 1999.
Hold up, Uma York, stop. Jacob York, you're calling her the wrong person. You don't even know who you're talking to.
I know I'm talking to one of the Mabrys.
This brother, you are in an argument or in a conversation and you don't even know who you're talking to. You see how bizarre this is? You see what I'm talking about? This is how he gets into the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say no sound. It's sound. You might have to go out and come back in, Kamani Braswell. This is how crazy this is. And so now that I'm covering, and y'all remember the part of the show? Do y'all remember the part of the show when he said they are calling him a child molester? And I said, nobody called you a child molester. But are you a child molester? And what did he say? What? Are you a child? Y'all remember that? Let me see if I got that clip. Let me see that. Nobody said you raped anybody, brother. Where did you hear that?
I just heard somebody say Jacob York. And
Not
I was
in
like,
this
what
chat.
the hell do I have to do with this at all?
No one said you raped any children. Did you rape any children?
Why would you even see? That's not news.
No,
if you want to be, brother, if you want to be a part of the conscious community, because
he's going to invite me into the conscious community. If you want to be a part of the conscious community, and let me tell you something, family. Let me tell you something. Most of the stories I do is because whether it's a direct attack or whether it's an indirect attack. I don't know you and you don't know me. And you begin to attack me. Now I want to figure out who you are. And I leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? I leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? Once I figure out who you are, I let the people decide. And so everything that I'm going to say tonight is alleged. All right? Everything I say tonight is alleged. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. Everything that I'm going to say tonight is probably alleged. Allegedly. You feel me? Everything that I say. Allegedly. All right? All right? Everything I say tonight, allegedly. Critical thinker. I'm a critical thinker too. Allegedly. I make myself laugh. I really do. I had a good time. And my father used to say, he used to make himself laugh and say, hey, I'm having a good time. I'm having a good time. Like, man, y'all, you gonna have a good time with yourself. I'm having a good time. I can have a good time. So family, let's get it started.
Who actually was the one that was doing it, or a lot of them were afraid to disclose who actually was the one that was doing it, or a group of them that were actually doing it, because these were like they were supposed to be respected brothers and sisters of the community at the time, even though they were young. You say they were manipulating the girls and convincing them that they have this and that, so they can do this. Yeah, it wasn't Pops. You know what I'm saying? It was some of his kids that did that shit. Let's just keep it fucking real. You know what I'm saying? And people like Jacob fucking York. Real. You know what I'm saying? And people like Jacob fucking York. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, he was one of those kind of people that did that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of other, but I'm not gonna put nobody else on it because I don't hear nobody else talking about Pops the way he's doing it. I don't see nobody else coming at our father the way he's doing it. It's like, dude, you did that shit. You know what I'm saying? Pops ain't do that shit. Pops ain't have time to do it. You did that shit to a lot of the kids. You know what I'm saying? Stop playing. As a matter of fact, a lot of kids hated you because of it. People were afraid of you because of how successful you got dealing with fucking Biggie Smalls and all them motherfuckers and bad boys. So people felt that they needed to respect you in order to be able to get somewhere inside of the game. And I know that because I was also a victim of that. I left the U.S. and didn't feel like I could make music in the U.S. because of fear of Jacob York interfering with my music career, because I had love and respect for my father. And for me, it felt like anybody who had loyalty and honor and respect for our father, Jacob York, targeted us and tried to make us look like we're the bad guys to the rest of the family, trying to make us look like we're incompetent, trying to give us this bad perspective and persona to everybody else as well, just so that it can help support the idea of what his lies is about his own father. My thing is it's like, Jacob, get the fuck. You know why? Because nobody wants to deal with that no more, Jacob. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that it was a lie. Everybody knows that it was bullshit. And those who experienced it themselves, and for you to just sit there and to let Pops continuously take the blame for this shit is wrong of you all. You know what I'm saying? Period. Any of you that sits today and just accepts the blame on Pops when you know that it wasn't him that was doing that to you, and y'all know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's wrong. And now is the time for it to stop. Stop this nonsense, Jacob. Stop hating on your fucking father and stop trying to destroy our family.
I be that more you gon' remember, be more. I be that more you gon' remember, that town. I be that more you gon' remember, Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember, LA. I be that more you gon' remember, New York. I be that more you gon' remember, Tahaka Bay front line till the law call my number.
Now, that is what you call content. That is what you call quality content. That is not what you call bottom feeder content. That's where you put in real work. This is where you put in real illustration And even if you use something that formerly has been used, you put your love to it for the people and keep their interest. Thank you. I always try to give my best on my intros. But now, with that being said, I want y'all to know I'm not a Dr. York apologist. I'm not a Dr. York fan. I'm not a Dr. York friend because I don't know enough about the topic. All right? I don't know enough about the topic. But what I will say is this. I've heard stories from two alleged victims of Dr. York. However, the problem with that story is that we never hear Dr. York's side. You understand what I'm saying? And so let's be fair. Many people, now that's just me, but many people may have heard 20 stories, 30 stories, FBI files, etc., 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 etc. But I only seen the story with the brother on the bench talking to Brother Polite. And so I want you to understand, I'm not a Dr. York apologist. I've heard some news stories as late as today. You follow me? And I heard the Jacob story where he said he walked in. Many people asked me to bring the brother Chuck Morgan on the show. The problem, I have no problem with Chuck Morgan. They says that he's a researcher. He said, we did hear inside, guilty, guilty, guilty. What I'm saying is about his story. I never heard his story from his mouth in detail. I know he pleaded guilty. You know what I'm saying? I never heard his story in detail. That's what I'm saying. I'm playing the angel's advocate so we can have a balanced dialogue here. You feel what I'm saying? I'm playing the balance out. I'm playing the angel's advocate. You know what I'm saying? I don't play the devil advocate. Yeah, I actually seen that. When I'm talking about Bonell TV, I never heard him to tell his story in detail. You see what I'm saying? Because I would love to hear his story. You know how Dr. York speak. He speak matter-of-factly. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, no, I didn't say he wasn't guilty. See, stop putting words in my mouth. Moorish World TV double standard. You said Polite was guilty and you ignored Tariq Noel. I never say he wasn't guilty. He pled guilty. I didn't say that. I say I would like to hear the story. See, this is the problem with us. We don't think too good. We don't think too good. I would like to hear the story. He pled guilty, so obviously he's guilty of something. Stop acting as if you are so emotionally charged and connected to a story that it blocks your ears that you don't hear. The only thing I said, I haven't heard his story. But he's guilty because he pled guilty, and that's just that. Now, within the foul charges, let me say this. Within the foul charges is the allegations of all the molestation charges. They're all crumpled up in there. And so, man, listen, I'm not going to keep responding to you. Don't come here and spam my channel. And so, because those charges was crumpled up in there, and I don't think a grown man, just me, I don't know. I just don't think a grown man would come on camera and lie about another man doing some gross sexual things to him. I gotta believe the victim. However, I still would be interested in hearing the story. Now, I don't want to hear the great details. I would love to just hear that. That's all I'm saying. So you can judge one way or the other. That's on you. I'm not an apologist for anybody. Now, with that being said, Also, though, see this is why my channel is sort of controversial to a degree. Also, I believe from what I've researched and a confession that was made that allegedly Jacob York set his father up for the downfall. And what I mean set his father up for the downfall is that the same thing that he accused his father of, and he went to the FBI allegedly, is the same thing that he actually was allegedly doing. And this is the thing. I'm not saying it just to be saying it. There's multiple witnesses out there saying that Jacob York was doing disgusting things to little children. Allegedly. And some of the stories, not saying Dr. York didn't do anything, but some of the stories that was superimposed on Dr. York, he was actually doing it himself, according to these people. According to Abigail. Huh. Let's take a look.
There's no way that any person in their right mind can go ahead and live the rest of their life knowing that they sent somebody to jail for life on lies. There's just no way. And there's no way that I can live the rest of my life knowing that Malachi is going to spend the rest of his life in jail, knowing that Kathy is in jail now because of charges that we brought up against her.
Now, this sister here is saying that they trumped up charges against a lady named Kathy, right? And also, the same way that they trumped up charges against Kathy that was in jail, you will find out that in this sister deposition, she also claims that Jacob York used the same method that they used to set up Kathy to bring Dr. York down. Not saying that Dr. York didn't do anything, because I'm not a Dr. York apologist. I don't know enough. But what I will say is that this lady gives a deposition in 2004 claiming, allegedly, that Jacob York sent them to roll up Dr. York, whether he committed or not. Now, hold up. Someone says she took the story back. Let me tell you something. In this long deposition, as sincere as she looked to me, saying that she couldn't sleep at night, saying that she would not live with herself without telling this story, whether she took it back or not, we have to take this into consideration. Only somebody with a little bit of brain power, would consider taking this into consideration. Listen.
Every time I look at my children, I think about her children. I think about the fact that...
Now, one would say she took the statement back, right? One would say she took the statement back. But that's a long statement. That's a long statement. I will put the link in here. Shout out to the channel that uploaded. I will put the link. That's a long statement. I'm talking about, she's talking about, it's called a recantment. That doesn't mean it's not true. Just because she recanted off the record, that don't mean it's not true. Now, let me look at Elite. Look at Tariq Nolan, Chuck Morgan. Everybody be asking me, interview Chuck Morgan, interview Chuck Morgan. I don't know Chuck Morgan, but I'm always leery of people who do stories on things where they have no horse in the race. It's my understanding that he's never been a part of the Nuwaupian or Ansar law. Hey, they could say the same thing about me. Neither was I. However, because I've been dealing in this world, what they call the conscious community, it already put me there. You know what I'm saying? And dealing with, like I say, polite robbing the people and polite on the channel, and it kind of puts me there. You know what I'm saying? But when I ask people about Chuck Morgan, I say, well, who is he? You know what I'm saying? I say, where he come from? Who is he? They can't give me a lot of information, and maybe I'll reach out to him myself and have a conversation with him. But everybody that I ask about him, they can't really give me any information. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'll reach out to him myself. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, because somebody called it a recantment, we still have to take it into consideration and stuff like that. Now, we do have, which I do know, you have many people on the side of Dr. York that said he haven't done anything. However, you have children that are adults now that say he was. So let's listen to Sis.
There's no way that any person in their right mind can go ahead and live the rest of their life knowing that they sent somebody to jail for life on lies. There's just no way. And there's no way that I can live the rest of my life knowing that Malachi is going to spend the rest of his life in jail, knowing that Kathy is in jail now because of charges that we brought up against her. Every time I look at my children, I think about her children. I think about the fact that...
My bad. I played the same one. Remove that. What was that one? Let me see. Oh, so do this. So, and listening to the sister, right? And listening to the sister.
To come out with the truth now, because I don't sleep at night knowing that two people are spending their lives in jail as I speak because of statements that a bunch of ex-disgruntled members came out with. The whole trial against Malachi was it was on personal anger reasons. We all had our own issues why we were angry with him. And Jacob told us that we can come out with a story, we could eventually file for a class action lawsuit, we can all sue him for millions of dollars and get money from it, we can even go to making movies, we can even go to making books and stuff like that. So everybody fed off of that.
And you know what's funny about that? When I hear her give this deposition, she talks about millions of dollars, right? And it's ironic that just the other night that Jacob was talking about his father only reached out to him when he needed a couple $1 million. or I'm a millionaire. I was living in my condo and such and such. And so for her to put money in the equation, and this guy expressed a few comments that would try to seem to underscore money, I may be reaching. I don't know. But I'm just looking at the mentality. The mentality is to get them out the way. We can make money off of this and da-da-da-da-da-da. And all of a sudden, we hear, even as recent as the other night, talking about money. You follow me? How much money he got? Maybe I'm reaching. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But, hey, it seemed odd to me. Now, the intro joint that I played today, right? And opening up the show. The brother is saying that Jacob, let me put this up here. The brother said that Jacob was basically running around on the land, taking advantage of little boys as well as little girls, right? This is my commentary. Taking advantage of little boys and little girls, right? And remember on my show, he said that I was privileged. He said, I didn't have a concept of molestation the way we see it today. And for somebody to say something like that, it speaks volumes. To me, that says that if you was commit that type of atrocity, you don't know the gravity of it. If you did y'all hear when he said that? He said, I did not know, you know what I mean? We didn't have a concept of that when I was young. That's why we never really spoke on it. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that? But with that being said, now examine the mentality of that. If you don't know the concept or you don't know the deeper effects of the sexual abuse or molestation, then therefore you could act in that and not know the gravity of that. This is where the wisdom comes in. Let me read this. Your work is helping people heal from addiction here in Pennsylvania, and I would love a chance to come and talk about it and tell the world. Anytime, family, anytime. Email me to alkabay@gmail.com. I'm going to get me a special email for all those who have important stories so I can, so I don't miss these emails. I got a lot of junk mail and everything. This is, I said Eddie Santiago. I said this is commentary. In the beginning, let me show you one more time. If you missed it, I said it's fair use for the purpose such as criticism, comment. I'm commenting. All right. So stick with me, brother. It's going to be a whole bunch of different things that I make comment on. You know what I'm saying? So stick with me. Come on, we don't have to be so at each other. I'm just making a comment. We have a transition home when we bring brothers-in-law of the street and try to give them knowledge that you teach. And if anyone needs a place to go, we don't charge to move in. Email me and I will make my way up there and I will speak to them personally. And I will tell how the transition to this side of life is so beneficial, so enriching, and such a wonderful journey. Email me, I come right up there. I plan to come right up there. It probably would be after the 20th of October, but I will come up there. because I got some things scheduled going on, and we got a lot going on behind the scenes. So email me. I will come up there and speak to the people directly. You know what I'm saying? I was a fool with it years ago. I've never been a substance abuse, but I abuse ignorance pretty much. I was an ignorant abuser. I abused ignorance. I overcame ignorance. You know what I mean? That's right. Sometimes I want relapse. You know what I'm saying? For real. So email me, family. I will make a trip up there on my dime, on my time. We got the Moorish World News TV, Moorish World TV SUV. That's right. That's right. I mean, we got the Moorish World TV SUV. We go right up there. That's right. So with that being said, let me share a few things with you real quick. Now, one thing that I was able to pull up, and I'm only talking about, and this may be one-sided. Let me see. I actually invited, because I'd like to keep it fair. I actually invited him on the show. I didn't get a response. It was kind of late, but I actually invited him on the show. But so many people like to talk about the story in Miami. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just read a few things that I screenshotted, right? And then I'm gonna go back to some video clips. I'm gonna read a few things that I screenshot, right? And let me see if I can share this with you real quick, just so we can have some sort of outline of what we talk about here. All right. So here we go. So this is something that I just pulled offline. And I just thought it was, you know what I mean? This is all opinion, or this is all alleged. Let's say that. So let me start on this line right here with Nicole. It said Nicole Ada Lopez, 28, has also made statements to the other young females. These are about statements that was made and put on the record. And she remembered when she was younger, her mother, Barbara Noel, engaging in sexual intercourse with various men in front of her. Barbara Noel did not stop to realize for years Dr. York took care of her illegitimate children. Dr. York is not the biological father of Ada, Amala, or David Noel. Yet, for years, Barbara Noel lied to her children, stating that Dr. York was their biological father. Now, why would a mother lie to her son and daughter about who their real father is? It was looked at as prestigious thing to be a child of Dr. York. Don't that sound familiar? Don't that sound familiar? He was like, I was sheltered, right? Does that sound familiar? This presentation is not about Dr. York at this time. We'll deal with that at a later date. Dr. York, then it says that biological children. It says, now why would a mother lie to her? It was looked as prestigious, prestigious thing to be a child of Dr. York because of his works, intelligence, and worth. Female members of the community who came in single with children often lied to their children about Dr. York being their father to gain a position or status within the community. This time it backfired. David found out that Dr. York was not his biological father, and it hurt him very badly. And he began to grow hate and animosity towards Dr. York because of his mother's lies. Barbara Shara Noel, after leaving the community, became sexually involved with Jacob York. Barbara Noel applied for public assistance in both DeKalb County and Clark County, which is illegal. Stop again. Y'all remember that part? Y'all remember that part? Y'all remember when Jacob York said, yeah, everybody was getting food stamps. So this is coming from the side that's defending Dr. York, but it's actually confirming some of the commentary. Y'all hear what I'm saying? It's confirming some of the commentary that he just said here the other night. Yes, you can email me, talkabay@gmail.com. I try to read at the end of the show. Don't leave, remind me. What I'm saying is this. Although this is coming from the York supporter side, right? It actually confirms his comments. This is why this is a critical thinking channel. And you won't really understand Moorish World TV if you show up today and then miss the next show, show up tomorrow and miss the next show, because we stay in the clutch. We stay shifting the gears on a topic, and we unfold it all the way till we have some wisdom drawn from the topic and some healing on the back end. You follow what I'm saying? And some healing on the back end. That's what our channel is about here. So let's get it. Let's get it. He said, oh, I need the screen share, huh? Hold up. I thought that was ironic when I read that. You know, I can't read everything because we'll be here all night. But I really thought that was kind of ironic that he just spoke on that. And there it is. I asked everybody hit that thumbs up, fam. We got 1,200 people in here. Let's hit that thumbs up, fam. We're going to get the wisdom out of this. And we're going to figure out, you know, is this man a monster or is he a mogul? Allegedly. It said Barbara Noel filed for public assistance, which is illegal. Basically, she was committing welfare fraud, which Jacob York admitted on here. And it's ironic that, listen, according to this, allegedly, Jacob York was having sex with this woman, and this woman is committing welfare fraud. Don't that sound very ironic that he would say that, yeah, they was getting food stamps, they was doing this, and then somebody says he's allegedly having a woman, having sexual relation with a woman who's supposedly stealing food stamps. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. This is why I tell my sons, ain't no right way to do wrong. Don't even try it. Ain't no right way to do wrong. I'm telling you, ain't no free lunch. Oh, you gonna pay. It's gonna come out. What's that saying in the Quran? Just because the just because justice is delayed, don't think that the arm of Allah has weakened. And that's for all them slick talkers too. Just because justice is delayed, don't think that the arm of Allah has weakened. Yeah. So it says, see, neither of them could really afford the home. She had no job, and the only income she was receiving was from welfare checks she received from both DeKalb and Clark County. You follow me? Unbelievable to me. Let's go to the next one. Let's see what this says. I just grabbed some of this stuff and I got some more stuff. It says, statement. In her statement, she first incriminated herself and was granted immunity from prosecution. She claimed she was a victim, while the truth is, she used to do the main culprit promoting the teenage girls and boys who lived on the land to engage in sex and explore habitual habits such as drinking alcohol. Habiba, Abigail Washington, was suspected. And listen, that's the sister that was in the video. Am I correct? That's the sister that was in the video, if I'm not mistaken. But in the video, she says that they had stuff on me, that they was going to come for me. That's what she said. I think I got that clip right there. And now here is another source. Here is another source saying that she was the one that was setting up the sex. Man, this stuff is heavy, man. It says, Washington was suspected to have been in a confidential payroll by Washington was suspected to have been put on a confidential payroll by the FBI to round up enough teenagers that will go along with the lie. Y'all hear that? But now, watch this. Watch this. Watch this. This is critical thinking here. Watch this.
I could be incriminated. So I felt that, okay, if you tell me 100 times that it's the right thing to do, if that's what all of the angels are telling me, then it is the right thing to do. I didn't feel that it was the right thing to do, but I was being told that it was the right thing to do. And I felt really, really pressured.
Now, in this deposition, she says that basically, allegedly, and correct me if I'm wrong, that actually Jacob York brought her to the FBI. And then that's how the script was flipped. According to this video here, it was Jacob York, like in the video where I played, where she says that if we do this, we do this, we do that, we do this, we do that, we can sue for $1 million. It was Jacob York, according to her, allegedly, that brought her to the FBI. It wasn't her just jumping out the window, according to her, in the story that she supposedly recanted. Right? But now, watch how we puzzle this thing together. Everything is allegedly, right? But listen, I don't know much about this story, right? But watch how I pull it together, though. Watch how I pull it together just from common sense of what's available, right? It says that while the truth is she used to be the main culprit promoting the teenage girls and boys who lived on the land to engage in group sex and explore habitual habits such as drinking and alcohol. Habiba Abigail Washington was suspected to have been put on a confidential payroll by the FBI to round up enough teenagers that will go along with the lie to try to bring down the powerful Black organization and defame a prominent Native American leader. Jake York, which would be Jacob, preyed on these young girls. He said he was getting a bigger house because he had a lot of girls that was moving with him and he needed more room. He went on to say that, quote, there would be a lot of girls moving off the land in Edenton. Most of the girls he bragged about having sex with and talked about a lot of their sexual performances and bodies. He also had pictures of the girls. He also said that a lot of the girls wanted to be with him. And this is an excerpt from Jake York's best friend's affidavit, allegedly. Now, in her sworn affidavit, the 16-year-old, this is a 16-year-old. In her sworn affidavit, the 16-year-old female explicitly described the events, the conversation, and who was present on this trip. This is the trip where they went to Florida that everybody talks about, where after that, then they hatched a plan to move on Dr. York. Again, I'm not saying that for anybody that get into their emotions, I'm not saying that he's guilty or innocent. I'm not saying that. We're only reading this. You follow me? In her sworn affidavit, the 16-year-old female explicitly described the events, the conversations, and who was present on the trip. She stated, all I knew is the trip, it was a bunch of old friends going South Beach, Florida for Memorial Day, May 26th, AD, May 30th, 2001. And the trip would be 4 days, Friday through Monday. All I had was $100. The transportation and food was already taken care of by Jake. Excerpt from the 16-year-old. So this would be transporting minors across state lines if this is true. And this is an affidavit allegedly from a 16-year-old. You follow me? So that would be, I'm not accusing him of anything. This is why I got allegedly up here. According to this, and they talk about this trip that went to Florida. Now, I don't know if you was in Pensacola, Florida. I don't know if you was in Miami, Florida. I don't know if you was coming from one part of Florida. But whatever the case may be, they got a 16-year-old. They got a 16-year-old giving a statement about her and other young people going across the state lines with Jacob York, allegedly. We're trying to figure out who Jacob York is. He came on my show. We're trying to figure out who he is, right? That's all we're trying to do. I'm not accusing him of anything because I don't know him. But when he came on my show and he was so abrasive, you feel what I'm saying? Now I'm like, why is he so aggressive? I don't even know you. And, you know, people was telling me the next day, the guy from Hoke, he gonna tell me, man, you know who that was? You know who that was? Like, let me tell you something. Yeah, now I do. I heard him just talking about millions of dollars, and I joked with him about, well, go hit the Cash App. He talking arrogantly. I know people at YouTube. And that's the sign of one who has the snitch gene. The moment that they imply that they're going to tell something on you. Did y'all catch anybody ever know anybody with the snitch gene? The snitch gene, it comes out. You can't really hide it. You know what I'm saying? I know people on YouTube. You better be careful. That's the snitch gene. Instead of saying, brother, come on, brother. Calm down, brother. You think you can take that off? You think you can not do that? Because, you know what I mean? Come on, brother. I know people at YouTube. That's the snitch gene. It's that gene that that is fed by years and years and years of snitching. You know what I'm saying? It's the snitch gene, for real. Because you don't, like, I would never tell somebody, I know people at YouTube. Even if I did, I'd be like, bro, come on, bro. Don't do that to me. Not me. You don't know me. I don't know you. Come on, bro. I know people at YouTube. Okay. I do too. I know Cryptonomics. I know Sean. I know people at YouTube too. That's right. They're important too. Anyway. He provided transportation and food. Everything was taken care of by Jacob. I mean, let's go to the next one. But the Most High is the best of planners. This case is being busted wide open. While now the plot has been exposed. We know who went on the trip to South Beach, Florida. We know that Jake is guilty of transporting minors across state lines for sexual purposes, for running an illegal prostitution ring and exploiting minors for indecent purposes. One of the passengers in the van rented by the man named of Art, who is known for his illegal activities on this trip, was an underage girl who is an eyewitness and illegal activities in sex ring that was promoted to the passengers before leaving Georgia, allegedly. Let me get this real quick. So, because the reason why I'm reading this, and I'm telling you again, let me stop for a second. The reason why I'm reading this, because when you look at Dr. York's charges, right, whether Dr. York did them or not, and he pled guilty to racketeering, but in the body of it, they accuse him for transporting children across state lines. They accuse him for all the molestation. Whether he did it or not, that's not what I'm examining tonight. What I'm examining is that it's very weird that Jacob has the same exact allegations against him. Don't that seem odd to you? That this now on the scale of which the authorities accuse Dr. York for what we know of Jacob allegations that is alleged against him may not be as big or numerous as Dr. York. However, it's the same type of accusations. And it's not, I'm not saying this. They say that these are affidavits. It's the same accusation. So the odd part is he talked about getting rid of Dr. York to be a millionaire with books, documentaries, etc., etc. Any producer that want to get with me and want to put together a storyline, you get with me. I'll show you how to put this together. This stuff is crazy. I need a documentarian. I'm trying to tell you, I got the information. Anyway, then he goes on uninterrupted. He goes on uninterrupted to ultimately become a millionaire. After his father is out the picture. How that work? How that work? The other night on my show, as Ashanti said, he admitted right before the world of things that he committed for the nation. Let me finish this up. Would you consider that as a ritual to get the riches? Yeah, I think so too. And we're going to get into that in a minute too. Thanks for your question. I want to thank anybody who has hit the Cash App. I'm going to throw the Cash App in there, that if you appreciate it, I thank you. If you appreciate it, whether it be the Cash App or whether it be a share, whether it be a like, thank you so much, or a comment. Look, even if you come into the comment section after the show, it also helps the algorithms so we can really get to the essence of this story and hopefully bring some sort of closure to some, if not all, at least some. And that's to Dr. Queen, America. When I said I don't want none of your blood money, he said, yeah, that's right, I got blood money. And what I was referring to is that as Doggy Diamonds was on here and they was talking about the rituals of the rap game and to see that he was connected to one of the some would argue the greatest rapper of all time, Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G., as well as Lil Kim, and Lil Kim image is a sexual image, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, how do you get to push something on that level? You follow me? I would think that you may need some help and assistance. That's just what I think. You know, but the funny part is that a brother told me the other day, he was like, man, remember the song such and such where let me pull this up real quick. He said, remember the song such and such where Biggie, he said that something but the cake up and she was messing with my man Jacob or something. Say, hey, they was talking about Jacob York. And then I thought about something. Let me do this real quick. And then I thought about something when he said that to me, right? Then I thought about something. You follow me? Yes, it's not down yet. Yes. One second. And then I thought about something, right? If I can find it. I think I screenshotted it on my phone and I'm gonna send it to me real quick. I thought about something that that B.I.G. was saying. And B.I.G. was friendly enough to mention him in the song, right? This is how my brain works. Y'all got to work with me. This is why I be taking me to get late, because I be still getting information. But B.I.G. mentioned B.I.G. and B.I.G. mentioned him in the song, right? So I'm like, hold up. I remember some songs from Biggie that really rubbed me the wrong way, although I rock with Biggie. Like this line right here. Me and my B. You look so good that I would. That line right there really bothered me. I could not wrap my mind around it. They was talking about, oh, he was underscoring Richard Pryor. But I could not wrap, because you have to take time to write that. And then he friends with Jacob York. Now, I may be reaching again. This is comment, but it blew me away. That bothered me when I first heard. I wasn't singing that. Biggie, my man. Biggie, my man. Somebody say it was sarcasm. Grown men don't do sarcasm like that. Not where I'm from. I feel you. I feel you. Where I'm from, grown men do not do sarcasm like that. Not where I'm from. I mean, you can make it whatever you want it to be. But where I'm from, grown men do not do sarcasm like that. Like, we can't make excuses. We can't make excuses. Even as a line from a famous Dolomite joke, somebody said. And somebody else mentioned Richard Pryor. I don't care. We don't repeat that sort of type of behavior. That's a mind state. Everything that you say that you can relate to comes from the mind. I got you, my bad. No, the DJ, send me a beat, bro, so I can start a new intro. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, one only that bothered me. Now I'm reaching. You can call me reaching if you want. I don't mind. I'm just saying I consider these things. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to call me reaching, that's fine. But what I'm saying is I considered these things and it bothered me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all remember this one? Another Biggie line. It bothered me when I began to do this presentation. It bothered me. Now, here's another Biggie line. We're going to get back to the good stuff. Here's another Biggie line. Quick to spit Biggie name on air. Make my name taste like ASS when you speak it. See me in the streets, your jewelry, you can keep it. That'll be our little secret. Hold up now. See me be? That is. That is. Gee whiz. Mother effer still in my biz. Don't think I know my gutters. Up them kidnap kids. Up them kidnap kids. Up them in the butt and throw them over a bridge. Hold up now, Biggie. I'm reaching again. My apology. But hold up now. You have to think this thing out to put it on paper. Who? So when you find out that Dr. York's son, Jacob York, was instrumental in Biggie stardom, it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder. They Beamer 99. I'm with you, Beamer 99. I was rocking with Biggie when Party and BS came out. I remember when it dropped at the college stations. I was like, he gonna blow up. But I'm telling you, it made me think when I was pulling up these files. It made me think. And then, do anybody remember who said, like, yeah, y'all act like y'all was gonna throw somebody out the window? Somebody said it to Jacob York on the show. Anybody remember that? Man. Come on now. But it made me think, and that's all I'm saying. I considered it. You know what I'm saying? It made me think because of all of the homosexual stuff and all of the sexual content coming out of this Dr. York and Jacob York conversation. It just made me think. That's all. Nothing heavy. It just made me think. That's all. R.I.P. to the B.I.G. I don't even feel right calling him B.I.G. I don't even feel right calling him B.I.G. Christopher. You go. I can't call you. I'll call you Christopher. I can't call you B. This is so good. I don't feel right. Mr. Wallace, Frank White or something. I don't feel comfortable. Not after reading that. Oh man. We gonna get on Bam too in a couple weeks. Yeah, we gonna talk about him too. I like yeah. Somebody said that's sarcasm. He said no one repeated those lines. Like much as we love Big, when we like, man, hold up, man, where'd that come from? Hold up, man, where'd that come from? You tripping. Hold up. Stop the record. My man, y'all gonna make me lose my thought. For real. Everybody was rocking like, doing that Jay-Z nod. Then he say he do something to the daddy. Hold up, man. Hold up. Did y'all just hear that? Hold up, let me play it back. No. You want some trouble, old man? I'm going to play it back. No. Oh, no. Not at all. Don't play that back. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Let's throw this back up there, family. I appreciate y'all. Everybody thumbs up, family. But now, we're gonna real quick, let's get back into what I was reading. I just thought I had to drop that off. Oh man, it's 11:30, man. I got a lot of good stuff for y'all. We ain't finished yet, family. Please thumbs up and share. I mean, please thumbs up and share. Oh my goodness. So look. So it says, after the trip to South Beach, Florida, is when Jake York and Abigail went to the FBI to give false statements about child molestation. The exact date was, allegedly, 5/31/01, the day after they returned from Florida. The conspiracy is clear. Everyone who went on the trip is connected to either the alleged victims or they claim to be victims themselves. Rakaya Muhammad is Radia Muhammad's sister. When she came to the hotel room in Florida, that is when all the sex began, according to previous statements. Allegedly. She lived on Tamaray previously and was good friends with Abigail. Lumel LaRoche, who is seen in bed with Ida Nicole Lopez, the admitted pedophile who molested several underage boys while living on the land, is the brother and legal guardian of Safa Rocha, an alleged victim who wrote the diary that explicitly displays her sexual experiences and group sex and lifestyle. Last thing, it says, they ran into the devil den. I witnessed a few girls who I recognize as sisters that used to be a part of our organization there at the studio with Jacob, Ayub, and I were present, and the conversation I walked in on was explicit. The young girls was talking about sex with their men, and Jacob was manipulating the conversation, moving in the direction of threesomes and oral sex and other explicit, I guess it should be explicit details. Jacob was bragging about how he and the boys used to perform behind sex on girls in our organization when they were younger. I witnessed these things in the community in the late 80s. I was known. It was a known thing amongst the boys that you could perform butt sex on girls to prevent you from taking their virginity. They were often checked, and you could get severely punished for those things. An excerpt from Jake York's best friend. Allegedly, this is the best friend affidavit or report or whatever it is. So, where we at? Where we at? Huh? This some heavy stuff here. This some heavy stuff right here, man. Unbelievable. I don't know why the brother would hit the link and come on my show and be so aggressive when there is so much out here that puts him as one who did some of the things that Dr. York is accused of, allegedly. Watch this. Listen to this psychology right here.
You was in charge, you had control of a lot of things, and so anybody could say this about you and it would be believable because you was in charge. There was no denying that I was in charge. I was in charge. So I felt that I had to go along with the story because I couldn't prove anything that anybody would say against me. I didn't feel that I could prove it. I mean, he told me that once they tell the FBI something, the FBI is looking into you. They start looking into me.
Now, according to her, he's the FBI spokesman, allegedly. And what I mean by that, I'm just using that term because her claim is that allegedly Jacob York tells her that once they talk to the FBI is looking at you. So basically, you better cooperate with the FBI so you don't find yourself on the receiving end of that gavel that's going to come from these things that you're accused of. Listen again.
So I felt that I had to go along with the story because I couldn't prove anything that anybody would say against me. I didn't feel that I could prove it. I mean, he told me that once they tell the FBI something, the FBI is looking into you. They start looking into me. There was no way that I can prove that what anybody said about me wasn't the truth or wasn't a lie. There was no way.
Do I see that? And I'm going to tell you, after this show, I don't want a lot of people reaching out to me think that I'm defending Dr. York, because I'm not. What I'm doing is I'm showing that I'm highlighting Jacob York. I'm highlighting Jacob York and the alleged things that he was involved in to ultimately close the space on Dr. York. Let's say this. Dr. York could have committed everything that he was accused of. He pled guilty to some things. However, the straw that broke the camel back allegedly is Dr. York's son, Jacob York, hatching a plan, according to Abigail, to close it in. Hypothetically speaking, let's play the angel's advocate. Let's say Dr. York committed everything. Say committed everything. But Jacob York now, because this presentation ain't about Dr. York, and I will let somebody to come on in the defense of Dr. York, but that's another story. And I will let somebody come in to the opposition of Dr. York. That's another topic. As long as you ain't emotional and all of that, as long as you ain't that, man, we just want to have a conversation. But let's just say he did everything. According to what we see tonight, allegedly, to close in on him, it was his son. But now, let's play the angel advocate again. Some people would say, I'm glad he did. That would be a noble thing if you're a noble person and the suspected one is guilty. But that's not a noble thing if you are committing the acts that you're accusing your father of and saying that you witnessed. Because there's a couple victims that have made statements that allegedly Jacob York, hold on, let me see what else I got here, that Jacob York was committing some of these acts. I already showed a few. Give me a second. Let me see what I got here. Let me see. So someone sends an email out today, right? Let me see if I can find it real quick. Someone sends a text out today, if you will. See if I can find it. Give me 1 second real quick. Let me pull it up real quick. I want to read it to you. I think tomorrow we're going to have Uma York on here to respond to the whole K video. Anybody want to see Sister Uma York tomorrow? Press one if y'all want to see Uma York tomorrow to respond to the whole K video. Anybody want to see it? Let me see. I'm going to try to bring this up real quick. Everybody say one. Okay, I'm gonna reach out to her and see if she want to respond to the whole K video. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna do this real quick. Man, how did I do that? I need to get that off. So this was a text that was given. Hold up. I'm working with it. Well, I'm working with it. To my sister Uma. It says, and I'm going to read it to you. This was recent. This was today. I'm suspecting. Hello, Uma. I saw your video with you and your brother Jacob. And I wanted to clarify some information regarding the audio you played. The young boy who Jacob sodomized, name is Idris. He had a slight disability compared to other kids. Your brother Jacob, according to this, allegedly, your brother Jacob and another Muminum, I might be chopping it up, named Abdul Kabir, his father's name was Tumat, sodomized Idris in the basement of 680 Bushwick Avenue. The Muminum, I might butcher that, house around the corner, 1987-88. Your brother Ayub, rest in peace, and No was also involved in molesting younger Muminum. This was as early as today. And I have allegedly on there. Allegedly. So now, one that has all, like, I'm showing you one thing. That's what I tell people about my show earlier today. I'm showing you receipt after receipt after receipt after receipt of these allegations. I'm showing you receipt after receipt after receipt of these allegations. Now, along with that, 1 second. Along with that, we have, man, we can go on for days. We have people in the community in which he's from. We have Gucci Mane's verse, shook them haters off, where Gucci Man says, you the type of B, oldest HELL, still trying to rap, and I'm the type of M-word, youngest, still run the trap. You the type of freak, da-da-da-da. It goes on down. Now, she the type of girl, ain't got no butt on her back. No, Kirk ain't got no money. And I heard she effing Cat. That's Fat Cat Records, which Jacob owned. Now, Jake, that's supposed to be Jake. Now, Jake, the kind of guy that go both ways, think I don't know. I heard he D and Kirk in the ASS on the low. Now, Jake, the kind of guy, tell you you're going to make millions, but he's a pedophile on the low effing children. Again, allegedly, Gucci Mane. Now, how in the world do this come from? How in the world does this come from Bushwick into the music industry? Y'all understand what I'm saying? Now, the thing is, I don't know. This is all alleged, but it's all over the place. You follow me? It's all over the place. Yeah, I'm going to get Guwap on the show. I'm going to get Guwap. Guwap, stop drinking the syrup, man. Guwap, calm down now, man. Guwap ain't coming on the show. Guwap, like, come on, dog, man. Only way I come on the show if you wear the hat, man. You gotta wear the hat. You gotta wear the hat. Guwap gonna tell me wear the hat. I say, Guwap, it's a fez, man. Ain't no hat, it's a fez. Well, you know, just wear the hat, man. Just wear the hat. What's that noise he used to make? That's my man. Wear the hat, man. You gotta wear the hat. Yeah, wear the hat. Oh, that's funny to me. I used to say it to Ray. To Ray now, Islam. Guwap. You gotta wear the hat. I'm goofy. Y'all gotta work with me. Oh my goodness. Yeah. 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 Wear the hat. Yeah. Shout out to Guwap, man. That's my man. Guwap, keep that thing a buck. Oh my goodness, man. But listen, so that's another thing that we got to look at. Let me try something else real quick. Somebody said it was, I forgot what it was. Man, Gucci Man chilled so long, I forgot what it was, man. I forgot what it was. That was my bad. Gucci go hard, man. I mean, I was mad, you know what I mean? I was mad when, because Jeezy was my man. You know what I mean? That was my guy, man. I was like, but when they ran up on Gucci, and man, I was like, man, I rocks with you, Jeezy, but salute, Snowman. That was real right there. You my man, Snowman, but that was real. I was like, hey, I'm rocking with Gucci. I like you, Snowman. I love you. In fact, you my guy. But right there, I got to go with that. Run up if you want. I got to go with that. Yeah. Man, that was serious, man. But shout out to Snowman. He used to be my favorite. He used to be my favorite artist one time. I can't say rapper, but he was one of my favorite artists one time. Let's try this again. Let's go into another one. And then not only that, in the business, right? What I'm looking for. Hold up. I'm good right there. Let me X this out real quick so I don't go back there. Boom, get out of there with that. Let me pull this up real quick. 1 second. But I think this is a lot, family. This is a lot, family. And I'm hold up. So now watch this. I just showed that when Abigail was told to cooperate, right? Check this.
As far as Nicole is concerned, Jacob appealed to her because Nicole was in love with one of the younger boys. And so Jacob knew that if they found out that about Nicole, Nicole would be so afraid that she can be prosecuted with that she would be also compelled to tell a story about his father because she didn't want to be incriminated for whatever feeling she had. So different people had different reasons. You know, Jacob had different, he made everything personal between all of us. So we all had personal reasons for being pressured or feeling that we had to go through with the story.
And according to her, according to her, allegedly, Jacob was recruiting for the FBI. According to her, Jacob was recruiting for the FBI. Do y'all understand what that? Do y'all hear that? Allegedly, that he was going to everybody that he could get, recruiting for the FBI. Y'all follow me? Y'all still with me? Y'all going to sleep? Man, hold up. Give me 1 second. Let me do something else real quick. When he started to manage Chris Brown ex-girlfriend Karrueche, I may be saying it wrong. Chris Brown on his Twitter says, talking to Tran Karrueche, I wish, okay, Miss Tran, I wish you the most successful career ever. But I promise you this, once this talent, quote unquote, you have starts to simmer, so will everyone else, including Jacob. He's talking about Jacob York, who was her manager. All of your famous friends know you. How? 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 Okay. So to end this petty game that's going to allow you to book more club appearances and movies that go straight to DVD, I'll leave you this heart. What Chris Brown is saying that it's not working out between us. You didn't went and let Jacob manage you, and let's see what happened. Jacob gets into this conversation. This is commentary. Ultimately, today, there may be a lawsuit that is still out so Karrueche can get her $2 million, or it could be closed. Allegedly. Karrueche has sued Jacob at this point. Allegedly. But now, this was the conversation between Chris Brown and Jacob. Pays for PU, question mark, laughing emojis. Look at this bowling ball N-word. He looked like an uncircumcised 50-year-old that asked the prostitutes to cuddle and not leave. Now, I don't have a horse in the race about this, but I just want to show you a theme going on. Don't let me roast your top half because the bottom half won't be able to digest it. N-word. All you going to do is snitch. All you going to do is snitch and tell the police. I wanted to point that out. Why would Chris Brown, out of all things, say all he's going to do is snitch? There would have to be a working thought that allegedly he has some sort of track record in demonstrating that. Our only point is I wanted to highlight the snitch part because according to Abigail, he was grooming people to go to the FBI. You follow me? He said, so I'll leave you alone, Fat Albert. I'm going to let the fans Google who your daddy is. Cult leader, pedophile, drink the grape juice, N-word. And the real street N-words in the ATL know that you a CI. Sing songs. You sing to the police. How is it that Chris Brown make it make sense? Listen. Out of all things, you would think that Chris Brown will roast him on his connection to his father, Dr. York, as he mentioned. But he mentioned more about him being a police. Cut my computer off. Cut my other computer off. He mentioned more about him being a police than his connection to Dr. York. Yes, he mentioned Dr. York. But in this conversation, he mentioned it 2 times. Now, let me tell you something. To be fair, the only thing that I could find that was supportive of Jacob York is his connection to Biggie, Junior Mafia, Unrevere. But all of his interactions had no upstanding qualities from what I find. Sounds crazy to me. And then going to come on my channel and talk crazy and then go over there with the whole K, you know what I'm saying? And like they put my name and stuff, man. Listen, man. I'm only researching. I don't care about anybody attacking me. I'm not responding to anything. Yeah, I'm Diaz. These are the only things that I find. His connected to Cameron, his connection to Cameron, his connection to Diaz, his connection to Biggie Smalls, Junior Mafia, Lil Kim, but all of his interactions either was sex or owing money to an artist. And you know how the game go. You know, that's probably chalking up to the contract, you know what I'm saying, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's business. That's business. Chalk it up to the contract. That's business. You signed the contract, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that's dirty business. It is what it is if that's the case. You feel me? So, that's one of the things that blew me away is that everything that I find. And then I want to share this one, if I can. Let me share this one real quick. And I'm not being petty. I'm just trying to look at the profile of what we get dealing with. I'm just looking at the profile. That's it. I don't know the brother. I will still allow him to come on and respond. You know what I'm saying? And then I know some of y'all are too busy listening to his sexuality and not his music, but his project is pretty good. Hip hop evolution is important. Where I'm from, we don't endorse these things. We don't listen to these things. We don't give this stuff a time of day. We don't endorse these things where I'm from. Who endorses things like this? Real men, real women, real people who's trying to develop into their best self. We don't endorse these things, type of things. What responsible man or woman endorses these types of things? And it's all connected to, what we're talking about. Whether you want to try to look at the music, But this is a sexual deviant, and you endorse it. That's a problem. That's a problem. And it's a problem only because you have these things that is allegedly accused of. That's a problem. Y'all don't see that that's a problem? Press 1 if you see that that's a problem. If you have things like all the things that I mentioned, how do you go on a post and endorse something like that? That's a problem. Because you endorse it because you appear to be alleged impulses and you think it's okay. And just like you mentioned on my show that I did not know the gravity, and I'm paraphrasing it, and pardon me if I get it wrong, I stand to be corrected, and if you want to correct me, I will correct it, but that you really don't know the gravity of molestation because it was a norm. And so now it appeared to be a part of the DNA of the psyche that you can endorse something and say, oh, it's the music. It's the music. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. It's unacceptable if you claim to be, I mean, if that's who you are, let's be clear. I want to be clear real quick. If you are a part of that community, then be a part of that community. I will respect anybody who will be themselves instead of faking me out and I got to figure it out. That's just where I'm at. I respect you. Salute. How you doing? Keep it moving. You speak to me, I speak to you. I don't care what you do. Ain't my business. I don't care what you do. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you do with your life. And I hope you don't care what I do with my life. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I mean? But the moment, as Rydell says, the moment that it starts to affect my life, then hey, I speak on it. And I think we need to speak on that soon. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to speak on that soon. Let me see what else I got here. I definitely think we need to speak on that soon. Last but not least, what else I got up? Oh, I wanted to share this with you. I definitely want to share this with you. All right, here we go. Dang, boy, it's a long night, family. It's a long night. It's a long night. Please hit that thumbs up, family. I'm putting some work for y'all, family. This is a long night. Man, this is heavy information. It says, according to the police, the promoter was injured in an altercation and filed a complaint with authorities. According to York, he and Davis were actually detained by federal agents who were seeking information on hip-hop acts. Here we go again. Y'all with me? Are y'all listening? According to police, the promoter was injured in an altercation and filed a complaint with authorities. According to York, he and Davis was actually detained by federal agents who were seeking information on other hip-hop acts. The whole arrest was set up by the hip-hop task force. So it appears to be a connection to the comment of Chris Brown of them accusing him of being a mole inside of hip-hop with the hip-hop police. Allegedly. Let me help y'all out. Allegedly. And it says the whole arrest was set up by the Hip Hop Task Force in Miami to incriminate Gucci and to get evidence on other artists. So in this article, it's saying that they locked him up in order to have the set down. It says that the whole arrest was a setup by the Hip Hop Task Force in Miami to incriminate Gucci and to get evidence on other artists, York claimed to allhiphop.com. He admits this stuff. We are detained for 1 day for nothing, all because they stated that Gucci Mane had a warrant in Atlanta, Georgia. But we were arrested by the ATF, DEA, and FBI. Since when do any of them execute state-level warrants? This is the scene, to me, the fast-talking stuff that we experienced on my show. But let's read on. But Davis is currently incarcerated and awaiting extradition back to Atlanta, Georgia. According to York, the man that was allegedly assaulted was misrepresenting himself as David's manager and accepting money. He was booking bogus show, so I pressed charges on him for embezzlement, York stated. He got served and then called Gucci and stated that if Gucci didn't give him $25,000, that he was going to the police and give this bogus story, and that's what he did. York believes bigger scenario is unfolded. Davis in Atlanta, Georgia, rapper Young Jeezy became embroiled in a bitter feud that saw the two trading insults on a mixtape circuit. According to York, the dispute stems over the rapper disagreement over the own song So Icy. According to York, this is what he's telling the FBI now. Now here it goes. Here it goes. Remember, he said it was bogus to arrest him so they can get information. But now listen to this line. According to York, the dispute stems over the rapper disagreement over who owns the song So Icy. This is from a newspaper article. It's just retyped up. G Major, look it up. You feel what I'm saying? So now, again, I don't know about nobody else. Where I'm from, that's not my conversation. What they beefing over? I don't know. Ain't none of my business. But according to York, the dispute stems over the rapper. Oh, my bad. Stems over the rapper. Hold on. So Icy, which has become an underground club hit in the United States. In May of 2005, 5 armed men broke into the house where Davis was visiting a female acquaintance. Davis' lawyer, Dennis Sheeb, I might be saying it wrong, described the scenario. One of them had green duct tape and other brass knuckles and had a weapon. Sheeb said, my client was hit with the brass knuckles and grabbed a gun nearby to defend himself. A short time later, the body of Henry Pookie Loke Clark was found in a wooded area behind a local school. Clark was affiliated with Macon, Georgia, rap group known as Lockish. Now, Lockish Lifestyle, and according to local published reports, was signed to Jeezy Corporate Thug Entertainment. Jeezy has denied all allegations of involvement in the shooting and stated that there was no dispute over the track. It was our song, but it was always understood that it was for him to blow up. Jeezy, you see, according to Jeezy, it was our song, but it was for him to blow up. But according to York, who don't have a horse in a race with these two brothers except his connection to Jeezy. I mean, Gucci Mane at one time, he volunteers information, they beefing over a song. Anyway, Jeezy countered to, what is that? Countered to allhiphop.com shortly after the incident. And that's how it was supposed to be, and I was cool with that. York believed the entire situation is bigger than most people are aware of. The officers knew everything about us. They knew about the beef between Gucci and Jeezy, York recounted. But you just mentioned that. Two of the officers made a joke stating that Gucci should give them the chain that Jeezy is after, so that they could split the 20,000 50-50. The police spokesman confirmed that Davis was arrested in the city of Miami. Police officials could not be reached for comment to York's allegations as of press time. York said Gucci Mane is expected to resume promotion of his album Trap House once he is released. Young Jeezy is prepared and highly anticipated album. Let's get it. Thug Motivation 101. Although Jacob would know being he is a snitch himself. If you notice, everybody he touches is in trouble in some type of way, some way or other with cops. So that's an article from the Time. Now I'm gonna wrap this right now, family, and I might have to do a part 2. But you know, I mean, let me see what else I got real quick. I wanted to do one more thing. Oh yeah, this is what I wanted to say right here. I like this.
Prior to him telling us about prior to Jacob telling us about the civil suit, he showed us video documentary on Charles Manson, on the Watergate Jude, different leaders that kind of ran cults. And Jacob showed us this documentary. He showed it to me. He showed it to.
Now, what's going on here, family? We critical thinkers. If she is correct that Jacob allegedly was showing her documentaries about Charles Manson, about Ruby Ridge, or any other thing that was considered a cult, what is going on right there? That's rewiring of the mind. I think in movies, that's a deprogramming tactic to reprogram. So that's like what man in his mind say, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show all of these people former cult movies, and then we'll move forward. That's an instruction given to somebody just said it. The feds trained Jacob to control the wayward followers. Somebody just said it. That's what I was getting to. Because there is no person would sit down and say, we're going to watch all of these movies. That is the rewiring and the reprogramming to re-engineer somebody to do something bigger or different, if you will. And this different thing that was going to be done was to close in on Dr. York. And again, I'm not saying Dr. York is innocent of anything. But in order to close in on him, it appears that allegedly Jacob York set the trap. That's what it appears. Allegedly. That's what it appears. And then when he outside of the confines of this group, It goes on with more involvement with the FBI. Alleged promiscuous sexual activities. It goes on.
He basically showed it to everybody that left the community, the girls. And he wanted us to look at this documentary and compare it to his father, the way that we lived. The fact that, yes, we did live with the children, the parents with the parents, the brothers together, the mothers together. He wanted us to compare everything that they've been through with us so that we could start believing, we could put in our minds that, no, we didn't live a normal life. Yes, we were a cult. So he showed all of us that documentary so that we can sort of compare the two, so that before we even start testifying, we could understand that, yes, we were a cult. You know, he wanted us to understand that, yes, sort of compare the two, so that before we even start testifying, we compare the two, so that before we even start testifying, we could understand that, yes, we were a cult, you know.
Grooming them to testify. Now listen. I said it would be a noble act if everything that Dr. York did was true. And Jacob had clean hands. However, throughout tonight, we don't see clean hands. We don't see it. We just don't see it. I invite him on the show, and maybe he can help us understand. But this is a lot, family. Press 1 if this is a lot. This is the, how can somebody say, how can you compare my show, my platform with Hokey? Family, can you compare? Let me, I want to ask y'all before I get out of here, because I got 2 more slides I'm going to do. Family, can y'all, we watch Hokey for years, right? All of us. Not, bar none. Bar none. We watch Hokey for years. How can somebody compare this to that? Y'all see the work I just put in? Talk to me, family. Say something. Did y'all see the work that I put in? This is how all my shows go. How can you compare that to this? You can't, oh, they show receipts. You can't compare that to this. This is something different. We got morals. We got standards. We examining everything. We looking at everything. I ain't angry with anybody. We just laying it out what it is. We just laying it out. And we allow you to make a choice of what you think. I'm looking for the good stuff. I don't see it. I'm looking for the good stuff. I'm looking for the good stuff to balance out. I want to be, say, well, look right here. But the only thing I got is Lil Kim shaking her behind, Biggie Smalls talking about doing something to some girl daddy. That's all I got. I got Gucci Mane calling him this, that, and the third. Like, what do I got? What do I got? I don't have anything. But let me. I'm gonna let y'all in a minute. In fact, let me put the link in here, because I ain't got about 1 more slide. Let me put the link in. That family ain't gonna be up here all night now. Ain't gonna be up here all night, so don't be long-winded, because all of us long-winded ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? All right.
He wanted that to be in our minds so that we can go with that type of mind frame, as opposed to, you know, we were normal, we just all have our own issues, we're mad, but you know, it's all good. No, he wanted us to believe that, listen, this is the documentary on this cult group, and this is what we lived, and he wanted us to compare that so that we can have that type of mind frame. In other words, it added on to the anger that, wow, you know, this is how we grew up.
Conditioning. That's called conditioning. New University, introduce yourself. You got some echo. I don't know what that is. Can you get that out there? Possible?
I don't know what it could be, brother.
That's
I don't know what the echo.
I'm gonna say this. Let me mute you, and I'm gonna say what I'm saying. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna mute him. I'm gonna say what I'm saying. Well, brother, I want to welcome you. I don't know if you're a brother or sister, but because New University really don't say. But I welcome you to the show. Again, I'm not a Dr. York apologist because I don't know enough. I'm not a Dr. York a defender because I don't know enough. So with that being the beginning of our conversation, I am open-minded and I accept anything that you bring to the table, but I would like for you to give me some insight on what I showed here tonight. And it appears that you may be familiar with it because I see you have some iconic figures on your logo. So see if we can keep it short, and then I'll have the next caller to come up.
Hey, peace, brother Tahar Kaveh. First of all, I want to say, brother, that your information, bro, tonight was pristine, and I'm saying it was unbiased, and that's what I really liked about it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna turn on my cam for a second because I want you to be able to see me.
There we go.
Peace, bro. Yeah, and see that, you know, I'm a real being. You know what I'm saying? But check it. Your presentation, this shadow hour, was off the hook, bro. You did a very good job. For real. You killed it. Yeah, and I agree with you. You're not exaggerating when you say you show real receipts and other shows show false receipts. They show statements and videos and they go halfway in. They never really come and give us the whole thing. And of course, they not biased. Now, and it's one other show that I know that I see that's not biased though, and that's Killer Priestdom show. I really like them brothers over there. Yeah, they really let people get a chance to talk and they do the right thing. But you, brother, the way you treated Dr. York tonight, I have never seen anybody in the conscious community treat a difficult and, you know, sensitive situation and an individual the way you did this shadow hour. That's the way it's supposed to be done. And you didn't abuse him, and you separated and segregated him from Jacob York and Dr. York. You was clear the whole time. It shouldn't be no confusion. Bro, you did a good job. I'm telling you, you killed it.
You know what I think, New University, I think what we do is, as people trying to be researchers, right? I think what we do is we don't know how to isolate a thought. So my job is to isolate the thought. Let's focus on this. We can still talk about Dr. York. We can still talk about those who support, why they support, and those who don't and why they don't. We're not going to do the disrespect, though. That's not what I want. That's not what we're going to do here. We will accept your opinion. We will accept your facts. But the disrespect is uncalled for. I just think it's uncalled for. Like, why are we gods and goddesses, but we got to stoop to disrespect because we disagree? And have people that stoop to the disrespectful level, they're outsiders. It's like they wasn't even you ever notice that? Half of the people, majority of the people that stoop to a disrespectful level. I've heard people to say that Dr. York was guilty of the child molestation things that was in and lived on the land, but they still talked with a degree of respect. You see what I'm saying? It might sound crazy to some people, but they still talk with a degree of, yeah, Pops did it, but, you know, it was more to it than that. And yes, and you know what I mean? But when I hear Jacob York talk, he speaks vile. He breathes fire. Like, you can have your opinion, you can have your experience, but to breathe fire, something that's in over 20, 30 years ago, I mean, we should examine it and become better if whatever side you fall on. But bro, he was breathing fire. He was breathing fire for no reason. But close out for me. I got 3 more people in here, brother. Let me know what you got. I appreciate your comment, brother.
Okay, I just want to say this, Tarka. You know, I know you gotta go. So I want you to let me come on to your show another time. I got a lot of stuff to talk to you about.
Email me, brother. Email me to alchemy@gmail.com.
Okay.
And I'm gonna call you back. Just leave your number.
Yeah, but I want to come on your show too and talk about Dr. York though, because I was there too. I've been there since '91. So I want to let you know that the reason why Chuck Morgan is not gonna come on here is because I'm already on here. So he ain't gonna show his face. He gonna run because he a liar and a cheat. And the brother Rick Wajau, he's not gonna come on here. Both of them claim to be right-hand men to Dr. York and drivers for Dr. York. And so did Jacob York claim to be a driver. And they were drivers of children, but yet they weren't arrested. And yet now they want to get out and talk about Dr. York and make like they wasn't there and they didn't have nothing to do with it. But if you the right-hand man and you the driver, then when was all this happening, Rick? When was all this happening, Chuck? When was all this happening, Jake? With all of us up there and all of those parents up there and all of those people visiting and walking all over the land, when was this happening? Mark Lamont Hill, another driver. Notice all these people I'm naming claim to be drivers. These are the traffickers. And Dr. York never ordained Jacob York to drive no children nowhere. Jacob York took children to Disney World. What's that? Everybody know that's a molestation site. Everybody know what goes on at Disney World. They just had 117 arrests in Polk County, Florida, down there, doing the same thing. So no, these people are liars, Taharka Bay, and they are slandering the sister, the good sister, Uma York. I don't know her. I don't have nothing to gain by saying what I'm saying. I heard her story, and I know her side of the story is the truth. And I noticed that she was with her husband, and that give her credibility. And the other people was alone. That include Leah and Jacob. And another person that you need to do a show on, Taharka, is Sakina, bro. Sakina. Yeah, you need to do a show on that. Her and Sarnetta, because that'll be the link back to this whole thing. Why the sister saying Sarnetta was in it on the first place and getting paid off. That's the payoff, bro. I'm telling you. And it's the reason you ain't never seen me on no platforms, because of the simple fact that Sarnetta, Sakina, and all them have so-called blackballed or whiteballed me from the platform because of what I know and what I say. But that's about it, bro. I took a lot of notes from your show, though. I ain't gonna take no more of your time, but let me just check one thing. Yeah. You know, I just noticed last shadow hour though on Sarnetta's show. I gotta say this. That when you say Jacob York, Jake the Snake breathe fire, when he came on Sarnetta last shadow hour and said that his sisters were sex workers, and even when she said I'm an exotic dancer, he said no, still a sex worker. Man, this dude is nasty and low down, and everything he involved with is the police and snitching. And another person you need to do a show on is Damon Price. Damon Price.
Email me.
Deuce for York. Okay? Misnomer Deuce for York.
I'm already working on it.
Okay.
Ian Ghana.
Yeah. All these people. And shout out to Aman Numa who posted that video that you played. That's the brother from Pamus Batu. Peace.
Yes.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro.
Peace, brother Tarka. I'm gonna contact you out.
Just email me to Gmail, Yahoo. I will respond. All right.
Peace, God.
Peace. So then I got Avante Wright. Sis, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. I think that was What is that?
Mary
Maribel
Bell.
Newbold. How you doing, sis? Where you calling from?
All right, peace and blessings. Islam. I'm calling from New York City, Bronx, Yankee Stadium, and
That's the boogie down.
And I'm happy what you're doing. I love your research. Much respect. You put a lot of work into it, and as a community, we gotta hold everybody accountable. And I just want to say that with all this new information, that Dr. York needs some retrial, because we over here with all the evidence and he's inside, we're being framed. So that's what I want to bring to the forefront. And also, I want to know who gave Polite that gun to go to the Bushwick building and, really shoot the young brother. I want to know who, was it Sakina, or was it Leah, or was it Jacob?
Wasn't he a gangster though?
No, that's what I'm. Thank you. That's a good point.
He could have gotten it from the streets. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, that's cool, but the word is his relationship with Sakina was bigger than his connection to the streets. I think from my research, his connection to the streets was minimal at best. Polite just showed up one day.
Right.
He wasn't like if you ever notice, even in the early days, you didn't see a lot of he claimed to be a Crip superior.
I never believed that.
He don't
got that aura. I could read people. He don't got that that aura. He don't got that aura. And there's a lot of things that just doesn't make sense. Like, why is it that King Simon don't want to say who's this mystery reverend that bought in Polite? Like, this is it. This is the community, but you don't want to say nothing.
Yeah, that sounds like the missing
crazy.
link. That sounds like the missing link. And I think if we get to the point where we can respect everybody and not act so overzealous and super emotional, maybe he would say it. But this conscious community has developed into very sensitive, hypersensitive, emotional, mostly men too. You see what I'm saying? So for one thing, I can understand Simon for saying what he's saying to a degree, because these men has become hypersensitive, emotional. I have people making videos about me every single day, hypersensitive. They don't make sense about anything, and I mean very emotional and charged. And so maybe he feels that they will go to the man house or go to his family house and try to do. I mean, this internet stuff has messed people up, sis. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for that point, I kind of get it just a little bit. But if we can build to the point where we can have respectable dialogues, whereas though we could try to get to the bottom of things, then we'll be good. But I mean, right now, it's the men. They hypersensitive, very emotionally driven. I ain't never seen it in my life.
The women and the children need protection from the men. This woman has been harassed, has been shot. Her brother has been shot in her own house, and no one, not even the spiritual uncle, can come to her aid. That's some shady, phony business coming from the Bronx. I just want to say that I used to do live streaming for Sanetta and for King Simon, Brother Rich, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was never really impressed with the speakers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I'm working, but who's buying into this stuff? I always had my third eye wide open, but at the same time, I'm not surprised what's going on. Shout out to Sister Uma York, because I'm gonna tell you, it took God and the angels to give her the battery pack for her to come to the platform and speak up for the children, speak up for the women, and with all this new evidence, Malachi Z. York needs a new trial.
And you know what? I think in this day and time, just for closure, that would be just a fair thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, and again, I don't know the greater details because I don't want nobody on the other side. Oh, he defending that. I don't know enough to defend Dr. York. But what I do know is that every time I do some research and I stumble upon something, it's always speculative stuff. Although I did, like I said, I heard the young guy that Polite interviewed, and he said that Dr. York molested him. I heard that, and then I seen another statement, and many people say he meant, but I didn't. Man, that file is so big. I didn't. I mean, I don't know. But the point of the matter is, I would love people to come on to represent both sides. You feel what I'm saying? I think that's fair. If one would come on and say he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. Our show is about receipts. Show us what you got. You know what I'm saying? Show us what you got. Because if you can't show us, by person or by sworn statement admitting, I mean, yeah, I think it's only fair to say it need to be revisited.
That's what I'm saying, man. You got the evidence in your platform right here, right now.
I don't need
21. You got it.
Nah,
I got it, sis.
Nah, sis, it's bigger than that.
Yeah, it is.
It's so much bigger than that. And my problem, I'm sorry to cut in on the conversation.
Well, let me close out, sis. Hey, sis, are you good?
Thank you for everything.
So
one
much.
love, Queen. And one love to you, Tahaka Bay. We all need healing, and it starts with us.
Amen.
Indeed. And let me tell you, we're going to be on this story for a little while. I may cut in with other stories, but we're going to be on this story for a little while until we get some form of closure. And then, hey, I would love to bring everybody on to now hopefully figure out where everybody go from here. But I thank you so much, sis.
Blessings. Blessings. One love.
One love. So, Abante.
Oh, Lord. Yes, it is me, Avante. How you doing, everybody? So my problem with the whole situation is I am in the entertainment business. I have been in the entertainment business since 1993. I was also a Hebrew Israelite, right? So, and my spiritual husband for 9 years was Sean Stockman of Boyz II Men, okay? So I was deep. My problem with this Dr. York situation, because I have been in even R. Kelly. I have videos of me and R. Kelly videos, and I used to deal with Barry Hankerson. So I know a lot more than putting people together. I am also a victim, and I'm also a victor. So I don't like when we choose our victims to believe. Either we're going to believe the victims of Dr. York and believe the victims of, I guess, Jacob York.
Right.
I feel like sometimes we get into, we don't want to believe this victim, but we'll just believe that victim because we like her.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like it's disingenuous for us to do that. Even when we're talking about Dr. York and we're talking about the young gentleman that Polite interviewed, all of a sudden it's suspect. We don't believe him.
Well, I think
open the situation.
I mentioned this, sis. I mentioned this. I don't believe for the life of me that a young guy would grow into a man and come before the public and break down an experience of that sort if it wasn't true. I can't wrap my mind around that part. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's kind of hard for me to wrap. And so, but I'm open to hear what the other side have to say too, though. You see what I'm saying?
We know what the other side is going to say because we've heard his followers repeat some of the things that he's saying. When I got kicked out of the Israelites and they had to reprogram me pretty much because I had to literally walk away from everybody because of where I came from. They were like, "Are you crazy? He got another wife and he this and y'all doing this and y'all doing that." So I understand how even when I guess Jacob York had to show them cult type of videos, I get that because then you start seeing, I might have been in a cult.
Yeah, only thing I'm saying about that, for Jacob York to be practicing some of the similar behaviors, and then he comes up with this genius idea to show videos, I don't think that's him.
But he was also the son. I know the older fellow was like, he's a driver. He was this man's son.
And he said he was privileged.
Yes, he was very privileged, and he was his son. And when I say his son, so I looked up to my father, who was a drug dealer. Right. And I thought it was cool. So I dated a whole bunch of drug dealers. You understand what I'm saying? Because I got desensitized about what entertained me, about what was taught to me. So a lot of things that maybe Jacob seen, or maybe Jacob, he got desensitized. Just like when Uma, the young lady who I definitely believe she's a victim. My heart hurts for her. But when she said to Jacob, she said, "You didn't say nothing?" Yes. My thing is this: either you do or you don't. But when you do, don't call them rats. They can't be rats if you want them to speak up. You guys.
But the difference between Jacob is Jacob appeared to be committing the same act. So it's not that he's a rat. It's that, hold up, why are you implicating your father if you have the same things alleged against you? What is that all about? You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. And I am so, like I said, I get what your point is, but I also don't want to go down any type of hole where we're not holding ourselves, we're being a little bit hypocritical.
No, sis, listen,
and I wanted to.
This is why I say we need to examine everything. You know what I'm saying? We need to examine everything. So if Jacob York is going to set the trap for his father, as I said, and imagine that if you are of the thought that Dr. York committed everything that he's accused of, but Jacob York sets the trap. But now we hear that there is the same allegations against him.
Uh-huh.
That need to be examined also now.
So as a community, everybody needs to be held accountable. I'm not going to that's what the feds and that's what the police do. When you want to catch a drug dealer, you don't go to the corporate office. You go to the other drug dealers to get to get the understanding. So I understand that part of it. But he does. If he ever, I don't know Jacob. I just know him from around, and I know Kadar and all. I didn't even know Kadar was a part of the Yorks. That's how detached from the story that I was. I just know the entertainment business because I've been amongst it very, very deeply. So I'm just saying, like, I just want us to all hold everybody accountable. And
that's all I'm saying too, sis.
But the hearsays and, the accusations doesn't get us anywhere, and it doesn't get solutions. It becomes salacious, with a word that you like to use a lot, salacious. And it just becomes a he, and we never get any healing because now everybody is looking, we're the scarlet letter, but in the Black community. And that's the problem. This is why I get so emotionally triggered, and I'm not emotionally ranting. Like, I don't think anybody's evil or anybody is doing anything wrong. I'm just speaking from a triggered, been in the deep of both victim, victor, and the entertainment business.
And let me say this before I let you go. Remember this, sis, that everything that I pulled out was allegedly a statement made against Jacob. And this show was specifically about Jacob. This show was not about Dr. York. And so to say we need to do all the checks and balances about everybody, I get that. You need a drug dealer to catch a drug dealer, I get that. But this show here was specifically examining Jacob York. You understand what I'm saying?
And it geared towards him being more of the monster than the mogul. So that's where my problem was.
He's a monster.
You geared him towards the monster.
Show me where he was the mogul.
Where he has an empire. So for Jeezy and all of these people to be Chris Brown and all of these people to be talking about him, they don't talk about peasants usually. They usually
they're talking about him in the same negative pedophile FBI police way though.
I know, but those are hearsay. You know how the streets talk?
No, listen. I said this show is about comment too.
Because of one fool that thinks that you are an agent. So now a whole bunch of people that I had to delete my comments because I'm like, what?
But let me ask you a question. Where are the people in defense that he's not?
Well, this just started 2 days ago. And a lot of the people that maybe
I can't find nothing online in defense of him. I looked.
Well, like I said, I'm not defending Jacob because I don't know if he's touched little boys or little girls. That I don't know. And I don't
allegedly there's statements out there and audio as well as written that I showed tonight. The point that I'm making is this was about Jacob. I looked. I can't find nobody defending him saying that's a lie. He's not that guy.
Okay. Well, if you don't look, you can always gear information towards whatever your narrative is.
Sis, I'm asking you, where can I find the information?
I know how that works, but I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the. I just want
to. Can you point me in a direction?
Well, the problem is this that I have with that. People can always make accusations, and sometimes the innocent don't have a defense. Sometimes the innocent don't have a defense.
All due respect. All due respect, sis. All due respect. I understand what you're saying. Somebody said they pulled my record out and they said that I had a fake name named Eric and I used to steal cars. And I get what you said. I said, you know what? I never used the name named Eric. I never used a false name. I don't know how to answer that. You know what I'm saying? But this is not that. But hold up. This is not that. This is over 30 years of some form of accusations.
But Sahaka, he said he never did it. He did what you said.
Absolutely.
I didn't do it.
However, what I'm telling you is that there is let me show you. There is this, which I'm not going to show the name. There is stuff like this. Asa York, as well as some of his other sons, pursued these victims, knowing that they have sexually abused by their father, and Jacob has had sex with a few of his father's victims as well when he took them in off of the land on into his home. It's like they are victimizing the victims. They are predators preying on the victims, sexual abuse survivors. Now, let me tell you something. That's not the first. I got 5 different variations from 5 different people that don't know each other saying the same exact
They're all in
thing.
The same community.
No, these are listen. These are
wait, before you go, before you go on to that, sir, I don't want to look like I'm defending Jacob either. I'm just defending what I think we all should stand on is truth and principles, and let's not be biased.
I get that.
So I'm not I'm playing angel advocate.
In order to do that, you're gonna have to bring your truth, because at this point, I just bought all receipts. So at this point, you have to
hearsay, sir. No.
Listen to me. At some point, 1,000 people saying the same thing
doesn't make it facts.
All right. Well, if 1,000 people say something, I think it should be taken to consideration and it should be taken serious.
If you say a lie so many times, it becomes truth. I don't care who you are.
You have children with affidavits, sis.
If you excuse me?
You have children with affidavits, allegedly.
That has been grown and groomed in a community of pedophiles or alleged pedophiles or alleged street thugs or alleged, and I do like the message that Dr. York was trying to get about. Like when I start looking into it, I'm like, yeah, I wish we had someone or a messenger, as people would say, that was a little bit more clean to get this message out. So because listen, you can't get mad at the hungry if you feed them. And I feel like, yes, Dr. York had a great, amazing things that he had accomplished, but he gave the hungry food, which was this pedophilia. You gave the feds food. You gave the state food, which was the pedophilia. But
I appreciate you, sis.
I digress, and I don't want to,
You good, sis? You good? I respect your opinion. I definitely respect your opinion.
Yeah, it's just, I'm seeing both sides, and I just want everybody to be fair, and I just want the truth to come out, because I started this on polite. I gravitated to your show. Like they thought I was one of your agents because they was calling you Agent Bay. They was like, she's part of his agent. Because I go hard because I'm very passionate about helping our people.
There you go.
From
and
the
keep
back.
that. And I hope you stay on my team because I just want a balanced thing, but I couldn't find anything where anybody defended him.
Right, I feel you. All right, blessings to everybody.
All right. So with that being said, who we got next? Oh, we gonna get up out of here. What we got? Do business? Is that do business?
Yeah, what's good with you, man? Yeah. I'm the one that put the super chat in. I sent you the letter, so I guess you can look into it whenever you can. Yeah, I sent it to you.
How big is it? How long is it?
It's just 2 pages. It's not long. I mean, but I sent it to you though.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. Do business letter from jail. Got you. Man, tell Doc I can't read that, man. That's that Nuwaupian language. Now I'm playing. So you know it's funny to me. In Baltimore, when they was developing, Nuwaupians was developing that language. They thought they had something smooth. Boy, they was talking. I didn't know what they was talking about. You can speak
no doubt.
language?
You said what?
I said, can you speak what's the name of the language?
Well, I mean, it's Nuwaupic. I mean, I know a few words.
Okay.
But I mean, I can't go fluently. I mean, I know words like like if you want to say greetings, greetings. Yeah, Rahubat. Let me see. Wadu. And Nefer Baka, Nefer Met. It has different meanings. But I mean, I ain't dealt with that stuff in so long, man.
Right. I was listening to a recording recently. Like I said, I don't know too much great detail, but I was listening to a recording recently, and I think Dr. York was like, he can't get letters because it's not written in English and they don't understand.
Logo, so let's see if we can keep it short.
That's crazy that you didn't develop a language right here that these Europeans can't understand, and they going nuts. So
yeah, I know, right? But I mean, I just wanted to get my take on it. It's like when you were talking about Jacob York, it's kind of hard to not, include Dr. York with Jacob York. I mean, from what I heard, Jacob York had some kind of, disagreement or some kind of beef with Dr. York because he asked Dr. York for some money to, help him, within the music industry. And Dr. York was like, from what I heard, they said, Dr. York was like, he found out that Jacob York was, messing around with Lil Kim and other people. And Dr. York was like, man, look, I don't support those people. I'm not down with them. So I can't rock with you like that. So
and that's the same story I heard too. That's the same exact story that I heard, that I came upon, that because of for all intents and purposes, because all of the immoral behavior that was being promoted with Lil Kim, he didn't want to put the money out there to Jacob.
And then to add to that, the interesting thing about Dr. York is that he never went anywhere by himself. You know what I'm saying? When you sing, he was always with someone. And then a lot of stories I heard that, his house in Athens, his house was open to a lot of people. So a lot of people used to go in and out of, Dr. York's house. So, I mean, it was open, to, people that was close to him. See, I never met Dr. York. I wasn't close to him. I got in at about 2002. So by the time I became a Nuwaupian back then, Dr. York was getting in trouble. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was like crazy because I had just got into it. You know what I'm saying? Because, everybody got their, whatever organization you belong to, everybody got their own little, rules and regulations. So I received my name and, found out what it means and all that. And, and then, we used to have these revelations we used to do. Dr. York used to write these, it was sort of like going to school. You know what I'm saying? He used to give us these revelations. And you have to, read them 3 times before you take a test at the end of the book. So, it was kind of interesting to me. And, Dr. York definitely did a lot for me personally back then, because I guess I was like 19 or 20, and I don't know what it was about him, his charisma, the way he spoke, it was different from other teachers, such as Phil Valentine or Bobby Hemmett.
Mhm.
And he definitely gave me some supreme confidence as a black person or a black man or whatever, to go out and do great things. I didn't read all of his books, but a lot of his books, two of his books that I like was The Mind and Your Potential, and they was some real small books. They was probably like 129, maybe 130 pages, and it was very inspirational. So like I said, with the Jacob York thing, maybe he did have it in for his father. And a lot of those charges that Jacob York had, they said that they put that on Dr. York. So yeah, I'm sorry about that, brother. I got a call. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, that's basically what it was. I mean, because like I said, Dr. York never went anywhere by himself. And then the victims that they said that he, molested, they tested those victims, and none of those victims had Dr. York's DNA. So the Dr. York case is very interesting, and he received a lot of time for that. And if you look at the video on the internet with Dr. York when he was standing before the judge, you can tell that Dr. York was bugged out of his mind. And when I looked at the video,
the
go
thing
ahead,
is, I think we need to elevate ourselves to some sort of disciplined God consciousness when we have these sensitive conversations, so we can get to the root and get to the truth. You know what I'm saying? Every time I see people have these conversations, it's always emotionally driven. You know what I'm saying? Like
well, that's what I'm saying. Like
we doing right
what I was
now
going to say.
is what we need to do. I'm sorry, my brother, is what we need to continue to do. Whether I'm on the side of York is guilty or whether I'm on the side that he's innocent, once it get emotionally driven, that's when everything goes out the window.
Well, see, that's the thing. We don't know because we wasn't there, but from what I seen on the video, it looked like they beat Dr. York up and made him, say that he did this. That's just what, from the video, from the way he was looking at the judge, he wasn't in his right mind. It looked like somebody beat him down pretty bad and pretty much made him confess, because ain't nobody in their right mind gonna confess to some stuff like that. So I'm not saying, I don't know if he was set up. I don't know if he's guilty or innocent. I don't know personally, but for a guy like that to end up in prison doing all that time, it's like, it just doesn't make sense, because he wrote many books, he gave many lectures, he helped out a lot of people, gave people homes, provided for people, gave people food. I mean, a lot of people said some good things about him. So it just doesn't make sense because Dr. York is different than R. Kelly. You see what I'm saying? Two different people. So, I mean, like I said, I don't know.
Why do you think, and I ask everybody this when I talk to them, when they on the side that Dr. York is innocent, why do you think that he was targeted?
Well, I mean, Dr. York said it himself. He said that let me see, I think it was 1986, he did a lecture called "I Swear by the Time," and he said that anytime they want to attack a black leader, the first thing they're going to go after is your sex life. Mm-hmm. That's the first thing they're going to do, is talk about your sex life and make you out to be a monster. And it's kind of like Dr. York predicted his own, fate or whatever. He said it back in like 1986, 87. I mean, I was too young to remember, you know what I'm saying? But right. I heard it on a CD. So I'm like, the dude was, very smart and intelligent. So it's like, I just don't understand how people like that end up in prison, because he wasn't a gang leader like Larry Hoover or Jeff Fort. So, I mean, he was doing some good things, and he was always busy, and he was, helping people in the community, out in Georgia. So it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just don't get it.
On the flip side of that, it's some people out here that put up some convincing arguments that say that they were on the land, they actually witnessed it, they actually talked to victims, and it's many, many victims. You know what I'm saying? What do you have to say to those people that said that they lived through it, they actually seen it, they experienced it, or even say themselves that they was a victim?
Well, I mean, I've been on the land plenty of times, and I never felt like somebody was going to do something to me, and it was always a safe place to be. Like if you ever would have went down there, it was the closest thing to heaven I've ever seen on earth. I'm just being real with you. I ain't never seen no place like that. I mean, seriously. I mean, it was away from Atlanta. You know, it was out in I think like Putnam County or something like that. Milledgeville, very safe place. So if this man was doing all these things to these people, well, I mean, they should have been said something about that in the 90s, because he got down there in like 90 or 91, and he don't get convicted until like 2002. It doesn't make any sense, because if somebody do something to you like that, you're going to immediately report them. You're not just going to let them walk around freely. It doesn't matter how much power they have. If all of these people that said that Dr. York did this to them, why didn't you say it back then? Why would you continue to be a Nuwaupian or continue to go to the land and participate in why would you still go to his lectures? Why would you still read his books? If this man is a monster, you should have said that back then. And people probably would have believed you, especially if you're a child. But you got to, I mean, when you went to the land, nobody was ever held hostage. You know, it was families there. I mean, you know, we used to have things like the ball. I mean, we used to have a good time, you know, get together, and it was all love. So, I mean, I just don't get it.
Let me say this.
I really don't get it.
My brother Isamadi said Jacob and Leah said something correct during Ansar era, 1970s through 90s. There was no culture of pedophilia in the community. In fact, you're wrong, Issa. Everything that I'm talking about happened in 88, 89 for the most part. Not everything I talked about, but many of the allegations against Jacob York is in 88 and 89 in Bushwick. Many of the allegations are 88, 89. So them allegations about the thing I just read about the in the basement of the house in Bushwick, and those, like, it's a few things that I read that in 88, 89 they was on that level, according to affidavits or sources and whatever the case may be. But
I mean, go ahead.
But I'm talking about Jacob. There. But let me do this.
Jacob. Like I said, I mean, I never heard any good things about this dude. Even
that's what I was trying to tell the sister. I can't find nothing.
That's what I'm saying. Like even this rapper producer named Polo the Don. He was out of Mobile, Alabama. Him and a guy named Rich Boy. You know what I'm saying? They used to rap in the rap game and do all that. Even Polo the Don was like, I saw it on video. He was like, when he saw Jacob, he was telling the cameraman, when you see this dude, just run. That's what Polo the Don said about Jacob. So I'm like, nobody has ever said any positive things about this dude. He's always been labeled as, you know,
the police,
not trustworthy, you know, absolutely. Like a devil, basically.
And I was looking for stuff. I couldn't find much. But let me get this. You want to read that letter real quick? Let me see what I got here.
Go ahead.
Let me see what I got here. Hold on 1 second. And then I'm going to get the last few people and I'm going to get out of here. In fact, hold up.
Well, I mean, the first beginning of the letter you'll see is dated at the top. So that's the first beginning. And then, well, you'll see it. When you see the date at the top, right, that's the first beginning of the letter. And then the other piece I sent you, that's the end of it. Right.
All right. And it say OEO will grow. And it says, May Timothy. That might be May Timothy to Rabbanah. Okay. I got your letter, my son, and I thank you for not forgetting me. I'm doing well, spreading the word in here also. Plus, I just got finished some new books for you guys out there. Thanks for your letter of love. And if And if you sent me money order, and if you sent me a money order, thank you for that also. It helps. Well, I hope you keep up prayer for me. And now may you and Nuwaupian. And now I can't see what I can.
And now that you are a Nuwaupian.
Oh, okay. And now, okay, I got you. And now, man, come on, Doc, you write like I write. No, I'm playing. And now that you are a Nuwaupian, you are home in the truth, the real deal. Make it your life. One day will come. One day, make it your life. Our day will come. Their time is really up. You will shake my hand and sit and talk with me face to face. It's up to you to help make that happen. If there is no all eyes on Egypt stone in Birmingham, Alabama, open one, spread the word. Hold up. Let me see. I got the other one. Open one. All eyes on Egypt stone in Alabama. If it's not one, he said, open one and spread the word. Hold up. Let me get the other one. And just get another one. Hold up. I'm tripping. All right. Open one and spread the word. I think that's it. Bam. Open one and spread the word. Just call the officer and ask the sisters how you can get a stone. They will help you. Also be a part. Show up on the land. Show the world. They did not stop us. Our Nuwaupian family is stronger than ever, and growing each day. Do your part to help save people the way it helped you. Well, my son, Timothy, we have our Father's work to do. One love to you. And so who he was talking to, who was this letter to?
Yeah, I mean, I had wrote him. So I wrote him, and then he wrote me right back, I guess like a couple of days later. And
oh man, that's just,
you see what I'm saying, man? Like, back then I was I'm still a young man, but I mean, I was younger, starting college or whatever. I was going to this community college. So when he did that, he put a spark inside of me. You see what I'm saying? And I've been on it ever since. You know what I'm saying? He basically showed me that you can get up and do whatever you need to do as a man and just have some confidence in yourself as a black man. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. He put some type of spirit inside of me. I don't know.
Somebody say it's a store. My apology. Somebody say it's a store. Get yourself a store.
Yeah,
I got you. Thanks
yeah. I mean, I don't know who this. I never, like I said, I never met this guy, but what he did for me, man, was very inspirational. And just like Noble Drew Ali did for brothers that follow the Moorish community or anybody, is we need that. You see what I'm saying? Because I lost my father at a very young age. You see what I'm saying? So, Dr. York, I'm always gonna have respect for him and honor the guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna turn my back on him, but I wasn't there. With these people that said he did something to them. I don't know. I can't speak on that. I just know he did good things for me.
Like before I let you go, if you was to hear one of the victim stories, how would that make you feel? One of the alleged victims, let me put it like that, because I only heard, like I said, I only heard the one sitting on the bench talking to Brother Polite, and I think I read about one. Because for me, like, I have to, it's something in me saying, I don't think a man would just say these things. He was graphic too. You know what I'm saying? But I don't, pass condemnation either. So I'm not that type of person to pass condemnation. You know what I'm saying?
But
because I really
you got to think about it though, Taharka. Like sometimes people will lie. Just think about it. Sometimes people will lie on you if that is the narrative of the story. Sometimes people will make up stuff just to get attention. I know it sounds crazy, but and I understand what you're saying. Like
I believe that too. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think at the same time, if a guy is saying that another man sexually molested him when he was young, it would be hard for me to say, just like you said, I wasn't there to try to accuse him of trying to get an attention. I would just take it and then try to hope I can hear the other side one day. That's my position.
Yeah, I mean, I got you. I'm not saying that the quote unquote alleged victims of Dr. York are lying. It's just funny to me that they talk about it after he gets locked up. You didn't do it back then, and you talking to that interview the dude did with Polite. What you talking to Polite for? You need to be talking to the cops. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Polite ain't no cop, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, he is. No, I'm playing. But let me get to somebody else here, brother. Dude, Benson, I appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow with Sister Uma to respond to Ho-K. So I hopefully I see you in the building tomorrow.
Hey, no doubt, man. Hey, I'll be on. I
appreciate you, man. And I love your story, man. I really do. I really love your story. I'm gonna hold that into my file, and I think in the future you probably see me use it again and talk about how inspiration works. You know what I'm saying? Because I can take the essence of a situation and separate it, as I said today, categorize it or isolate it and use that for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? For inspiration. So I appreciate it. I thank you, bro.
And I just want to say one thing before you go. I know you're in Baltimore, Maryland. I used to live there. I got some family up there.
Not in Baltimore. You ain't live in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, I was in Gilmore Projects, man.
No. Man, listen. Once you're here, you can't leave. You stuck, especially in Gilmore Projects. Ain't that
man? Y'all show me so much love up there, man. I love B-More, man. Show me mad love.
Ain't that over east by John Hopkins?
Yeah, Gilmore. I don't know what side of town it was on, but
East Baltimore by John Hopkins, man. It's right by John Hopkins, killing everything. Nah, let me stop. They used to.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough, but they still showed me love, though.
Yeah, man, them projects in Baltimore, they ain't got no grass.
They got straight streets, man.
All blacktop.
No doubt.
And little patches. No, I'm just playing. Shout out to Gilmore.
That's one love to you, my brother.
All right, I appreciate you, bro.
All right, peace.
All right, let's get El Messiah. El Messiah, don't keep me all night. I got my brother D Calico up in here. El Messiah, are you there?
Islamism,
brother. Brother, hit me with something powerful so I can go get some rest. I gotta get up at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. You got me?
First, I want to say I'm gonna salute you tonight. I crown you tonight because my mouth been longest Texas mad at you. You understand? But I'm gonna salute you. You know what I mean?
Hold up. First, let's deal with why you was mad at me.
I was mad at you. I was mad at you on the strength. I get a lot of calls from all over. When I say all over where Malachi put a flag at. You understand? I know every city and state where Malachi put a flag. I know everywhere outside of the United States where Malachi put a flag at. So I get calls and text messages about your shows. So my mouth was long as Texas about you. So I tuned in tonight to see how you was gonna channel this. So I'm gonna salute you tonight, but I just want to camel back real quick and I'm gonna get off. Okay.
You know I owe you one when I see you though, right?
Already. You know what I mean?
On you. We're gonna have to do this like brothers, and then you know what I mean, come out, you know what I mean, after we thump.
Already. You feel what I mean? you know what it is, logos.
I know it's logos, and you used to be my man, but
I'm still your man, but I just told you my mouth was long as Texas, so I salute you tonight, okay? I salute you. I'm gonna give you the crown tonight, but let me camel back though, you know what I mean, to clear the airwaves.
Come on with it.
The brother that just got off, see if the peoples that's listening to your platform, HOK platform, or whoever platform, if you got eyes to see and ears to hear and a heart to perceive, Hawk is very easy to receive. I'm going to say it again. Truth, Hawk is very easy to receive, like clear water. Now, the brother that just got through speaking, He said he came around in 2002. So that means there's a lot he doesn't know. I'm gonna say it again. He said he came around in 2002. This 2021. So that means there's a lot of information that he doesn't know. I ain't talking gossip. I'm speaking Nuwaupian more information for us, the Katab. Another issue, the letter. We as Nuwaupian Moors, we know that Malachi, this us. Now, like I say, I've been with Malachi since my birth, born and raised on the west side of Chicago. My family come through by way of Ben Ami. I got receipts to show the sister who says she was Israelite. My family left with Ben Ami in 1969 off the south side of Chicago and went back and connected with the Fulani tribe in Ethiopia. We talking receipts. I can show this now. So whoever that sister was that was saying she was Israelite, you understand? I'm finna put some facts on the table so ones can understand. The prophet Joseph, he was accused of rape and stayed in prison 13 years before Anu Alayun Il, who we call him Rhythm, Allah allowed him out. I'm going to say it again. Joseph was in prison for 13 years for rape before he was allowed out. And that was a false accusation that was placed upon the prophet Yusuf. Am I correct, Professor Tahaka Bey?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's another fact, okay? Now, Israelite, Nuwaupian, etc. All I'm saying, Tahaka, if you gonna do your platform, you can do what you want to do, but to respect to the Nuwaupian Moors. Listen how I said that. Nuwaupian Moors. Because we Nuwaupian Moors. So those that say they Nuwaupians separate us from the Nuwaupians because apparently they don't know that when Malachi Zodak York Il, when he established the UNNM Constitution, January 26, 1992, a governing body was in position. I'm going to say it again.
Again?
In June 26, 1992, a governing body was established when he drew up the UNNM Constitution. And that governing body is still in position in 2021. So you individuals that's talking your talk, asking Professor Tahaka Bey to bring on Chuck Morgan. Chuck Morgan is running from me. Who am I? I am Yahshua Badawi in the flesh, the Khalifa to Naya Malachi Zodak York Il. And I've been sitting in the seat ever since 2007. I'm the crown prince. I was the only one on the land, allowed on the land after they so-called kidnapped Malachi. We as Nuwaupian Moors, we know that's not Naya Malachi Zodak York Il, who they have in ADX. So all you individuals that's talking that free Malachi. The last time you individuals that's in the chat heard Malachi's voice was in 2004. I'm going to say it again. The last time the public heard Malachi's voice was in the year 2004.
Brother, let me ask you a question, and maybe we can bring you back on. You've been on here before, but maybe you can give us a history besides what you just said. If Malachi Z. York is not incarcerated, where is he? If you could, because everybody's saying, oh.
Okay, that's a good question, Tahaka. Listen, you state consistently, Professor, that you got extraordinary investigators. So I'm asking you, listen, send your investigator team to fact check what I just said, because we as Nuwaupian Moors know that's not Malachi. Listen, if Yahshua Barbarian was able to transfigurate 2021 years ago, what make people think that can't nobody transfigurate in this day and time? I want to say something else to Haka. Polite, and out of respect, I'm asking you to stop it. Stop attaching Polite to Malachi because he said it out of his own mouth along with the young lady. He never met Malachi. He never been on the land. So stop attaching Malachi to Polite. Two, listen, hold up, listen. Two, Polite stated to Haka, he started a new movement called New Covenant.
But let me interrupt real quick. Let me up because I don't want to get this long drawn out, brother. You can come back on the show.
Come on, I just want to get it out.
You got to understand that Polite said that Dr. York is his God. That's what
that don't got. We respect that, but I just said with facts for him saying that was his God. That ain't got nothing to do with his mannerism. Don't attach Malachi to his mannerism.
You have never seen me associated Polite or any other, just like I talked about Jacob York tonight. I isolate people that I talk about. I don't cross-reference and say they doing this because of this. I isolate them. You know what I'm saying? And we talk about that person. So I've never done that. That ain't what I do. I don't know if you ever heard me connect that, but only association that I give Polite with Dr. York is his affinity for Dr. York, as well as him calling himself a Nuwaupian in the early days.
We respecting that, but he said he established the movement called New Covenant. Did you hear what I said?
I got you.
New Covenant. That's not Nuwaupian Moors. You understand me? New Covenant. So stop affiliating the Nuwaupian Moors with New Covenant. Stop affiliating Nuwaupian Moors, Professor, with Nuwaupian.
No, listen, brother. I think the question would be is to for Polite to make a statement, distance himself. He's never
made already said that because he said he's the leader of the New Covenant.
New Covenant never took off.
We ain't got nothing to do with that. See, listen what you just said. If it never took off, that means we don't have nothing to do with that. Stop saying that he knew Nuwaupian because he knew Covenant.
No, he called himself a Nuwaupo. That's him.
He dropped it. That's what I said. He dropped it and said he established New Covenant. He said that long time ago on HOK.
Listen. Give me the screenshot where he says that. And
I will pull it up. And let me say it. Let me pull it up. I got everything when you went up there and tap dance on Sarnetta's show. You understand? And there's no disrespect. He specifically stated he could not walk in the shoes.
The Calico.
Yo.
What's up, my brother?
I ain't gonna lie, I already know the brother right there was like kind of long with it. He was hitting on some good stuff for a second though. And I ain't gonna lie, he really took the words out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Right now he hitting his phone, wonder why he ain't on the screen.
Yeah.
We're not gonna do goofy. We're not gonna do ghetto. We're not gonna do outrageous nonsense for long periods any longer on this platform. We just not gonna do it. And I don't care who don't like it. We're not gonna do it. We're gonna be civilized. We're going to be gods. We're going to be goddesses, and we're going to respect one another. And I'm going to be patient and let you talk crazy, telling me what to do on my platform, telling me how I need to call people and conduct. I'm going to let you do all that. And then when you finish, I'm going to go ahead, show you the door. And you can put your own platform and make a video about me that I'm not going to respond to. But my big bro. Talk to me, Calico.
Hey, Tahaka, man, like they just started following you probably, right? So they don't really know. You've been doing monumental videos like this every year. You do the most monumental video on YouTube. Nobody I don't think they know. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I ain't got to name them all right now. You know what I'm saying?
Because you've been there with me.
I've been there, bro. Bro, you man, and you go at the real threats. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else scared to say that shit, bro. You feel me? But you go at that shit like an attack dog, brother. You feel me?
I appreciate
So
you, bro.
you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you the leader of the new school, bro. I ain't no lie. Like that
Hey,
other
bro.
shit. Hey, man, stop made me mad. Man, you seen how happy he was to have had that same motherfucker on the show? He was, man, it didn't make no sense. Like, man,
Bro, you know
bro,
the
I
sad
watched
thing
the
about
show.
it, Calico?
I watched the show and I cut it off when he came on. I cut it off.
You know what? You know what's funny, Calico? You know what's funny, Calico? Is that Ho K was the leader and the trendsetter one time.
Yeah.
And that and people would accuse me of trying to be like that. You hear it all the time. He looked like Sada, he act like Sada. And now he's following my trend.
Man, y'all yin and yang.
He's following he taking the guests that I don't have on my show or that I have on my show.
Rejects. Yeah.
Unbelievable to me. And this guy was the one who set the pace for all of us.
Man, but he always
if we looked at that phoniness and say, man, we don't want to be that. Yeah, you set the pace, but man, we going into another era now because you done gone crazy. You have no integrity. You's a creep. You's a snake. You's a fraud. You's a virus. And you started a HOK virus phenomenon where these new YouTubers think that to come in, you can just stand up, talk crazy, no receipts, no real content, snatch people content, talk about the content, and that makes you a qualified person to speak on something. That's the HOK virus bacteria effect.
Bro, hey, bro, you already know. I done seen you drop the information, and I done seen somebody who watched your video make a video and call themselves Sherlock like they found all the information themselves.
Bro, I watch the same thing. I watch people troll my Facebook, troll my channel, I watched somebody as recently as today trolled my Temple's backup channel and said, oh, when he's teaching, he can't get such and such views. Goofy as ever. I don't even use that channel. Where do I teach at, Calico?
Right here, right now. I'm talking about Facebook, everywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, Calico. Calico, every Friday, don't you see me teaching? If
every,
you catch it.
every Friday. Yep. Holy
Sunday.
day. Holy day.
Come on, Calico. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so it's just unbelievable to me. That's why I don't respond to these people no more because, like you said, but anything, Calico, you got to text me tomorrow, remind me, bro. I'm supposed to be putting you back in rotation. I've been busy lately, though.
Man, I'm trying to be on that more you're gonna remember. You feel me? The remix.
Bro, why don't you send it to your peoples? I'm gonna send you the beat, man. We get a remix beat and redo it. Let's do it.
Hey, yeah, that's for sure. Hey, the only thing I was finna say about, like, the brother kind of jumped on it. He jumped on it because it's a difference between Nuwaupian and Nuwaupian. Like, there was never a such thing as Nuwaupian until Dr. York got locked up. So these guys are the feds. You feel me? We can't trust them. Nuwaupians, they're Moors. That's why everybody's seen him in court dressed like a Moor. He was a Moor. He's never been a Nuwaupian in his damn life. You feel me? But that's all we hear about Nuwaupian. Nobody says Nuwaupian. So the brother got something going, but he need to, release that tension and come back correct. You feel me?
Indeed. And in fact, you're absolutely right. When you see Dr. York in court, he got the feds on. So
man, Dr. York literally said the letter P perverted the B, meaning the letter B came first. It's in his books. So he would have never used the letter P. Never, ever. You feel me? Right. But yeah, I appreciate you, bro.
I don't know a lot about that, so I appreciate your insight. I appreciate you, bro.
For sure. Peace.
Yes, indeed. So this is my sis. Always got my back. That's why I saved her for last to take me out. Sorry it took so long, sis. My apology. Help me out, sis. What you got for me, Sister Candy?
I just want to say to Haka, you have really, really outdone yourself.
Go
I
ahead,
have to
sis.
say that you always bring the truth. I love the fact that you are always unbiased and you do an awesome job with your research. I cannot say 1,000 I love yous to the way that you handle yourself on this channel. And I'm so glad that you hung up on Jacob. I'm so glad that you hung up on the man that was just talking, because you are right. We must conduct ourselves as the queen and kings that the Lord has put us on this earth to be. We
Absolutely.
must speak with intelligence, have respect for one another. We can disagree, but it does not have to be disrespectful.
Absolutely. And on this channel, Sister Candy, I'm gonna make it a business of mine. You seen times I get hyped up and I get worked up. I'm not gonna continue to get hyped up and worked up. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna
No,
go
be
in.
yourself. I like the hyped up
No,
and
I'm talking about if people try to get a rise out me. You know what I'm
okay.
saying?
Yes,
I'm not gonna let you get that rise out me. And if you do, I'm gonna just get you off the channel and I'm gonna bring it down. And we'll get back to business. You see what I'm
yes.
saying?
Yes, business is what is most important. I want to say, I don't know how exactly you and got in touch with each other, but I'm so glad that you brought her to the platform. I'm so glad that she was able to share her stories. There are so many women out here that have been abused, that have been treated by their own family like trash to be swept away, and they don't have a voice. Gave those young women, ladies and queens, a voice, and I stand with I believe her story. I don't believe Jacob. I don't believe Leah. I believe they showed their true colors in trying to totally just disrespect her in every way, shape, fashion, and form by saying that she needed medical help. She sounded like a woman that was very strong on
But
your
you know
show.
what's funny to me? That although they say that, right, that when she was telling her story, do you know initially she was just telling her story about the experience with Brother Polite in the house on Bushwick? She never mentioned them. We wouldn't know them if they didn't appear, because she never mentioned them.
Exactly. Well,
That
Jacob
shows you
jumped on
the
show
insanity.
by
That
himself.
shows you you understand what I'm saying? That's I could see if she was coming for them, naming them and coming for them. Like, it's one thing of telling a story and somebody is a part of the story and, you know, you name names, something like that. That's one thing. But she was not bringing a lower vibration to nobody. She was telling her story about Brother Polite, and out of nowhere, here come the vultures. Unbelievable to me. Unbelievable to me. And to look at Jacob York to come and hit the link and call her Leah. He's ready to battle with Leah that's not even Leah.
He didn't even know who he was talking to.
He didn't even know who he was arguing with. And then go back the next night and team up with the same people that the same person he's ready to battle with in his mind. How crazy is that? So crazy. Yeah. And the thing is, let me tell you something, Sister Candy. People ain't ready. Because again, I talk to Sister and I can't wait to finish talking to her husband, that they are going to help bring healing to a lot of people that have been victimized. And I don't call our family victims, but they have been victimized, and they will have a voice right here.
Well, she is a survivor. After all of what she has been through, she is a survivor. But I will tell you one part of that, as you say, okay, that I watched, was when the sister Leah said she chose to go to foster care. What child would choose foster care because their mother had healthy food in the home at 15 years old? She had already had many years of eating healthy. It just didn't make sense. It just didn't make sense. I felt like, why do you have to think so low to try to make her feel like, to try to paint a picture of her and admitted that she kicked her down the stairs like, you're the evil person. You're the ugly person. you would kick your sister in the back while she was walking down the stairs. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. But I will just say that I surely appreciate you, Tahaka Bay. I appreciate you. I appreciate your show. Cryptonomics, Sean. When I was coming on here just as a person watching, I actually caught your show a year, at least about a year or more ago, when Queen Amada Shakur had mentioned you. And I said, well, let me go over here and check him out. And I have watched you ever since. So it is my honor to be a moderator on this channel, as well as to understand that you have really opened people's eyes with that snake, with the fake gun and the flap jacket and all of that. You do an awesome job. You have to awaken our people so that they can realize that some of these people that they are following will lead them right straight to hell.
Absolutely. And I appreciate all that you do as a mod, sis. And I'm telling you, we're going to take it all the way. This is why I say I'm not going to respond to these parasites. I'm not going to, because we want to take this to a whole nother level. You know, it's some channels out there that are pretty big and they don't do the work that we do in informing and waking up people and challenging. Man, you know, the brother Jacob threatened that he knows somebody at YouTube, and I still go on with the show. Like, and I'm gonna still go on with it. Okay, we'll deal with it, but we're not going to let that prevent us from telling the truth. And so our plan is to take it to a whole nother level.
Let me say this. I saw the van today and it looked good.
Talk to him, Candy. Wait till let me tell you something. One of the supporters and one of the donors reached out to me when I got it, and he said, once you finish doing everything you need to do, give me the price for the wrap, and I got you. So, you know what I mean? Everything is moving along like it's supposed to, and we're going to be looking good going up into these highways and byways and getting these stories. So they can say whatever they want. But I know that I am the first one. They can say whatever they want about the Tahaka Bay, Sister Candy. But one thing they cannot say is that I fleece the people. Because guess what? I got a raggedy work truck, pickup truck that I use every day for work. I have a car that I drive around, Dodge Charger. You know what I'm saying? And now I got the Moorish World TV SUV. You feel what I'm saying?
It looks good. I cannot wait. I know you're going to be bringing us all the stories, all the business, all the truth. And I look definitely forward to it. I commend you, Tahaka Bay. I believe in you, Tahaka Bay. And I know that you got our people's back.
Hey, sis, do you know Hoke, he was going to campaign for 3 to 6 months about a van, and guess what? You never seen it.
Yep.
You never seen
But you know, they have always done that. This is the thing. I watched the shows that you did with Inky, and you guys did have a good chemistry.
Absolutely.
But a snake will show his head and rear it real fast and real soon.
And let me tell you something, sis. The things that you see now is not new behavior. That behavior that you see now, it predates even the fun time that we were on the show together. So you know what that means? I dodged the bullet.
You sure did.
Because the behavior that you see now, the manipulative behavior, the spinning everything, the superimposing crazy ideals about pictures, about videos, about this, about that, that is not new behavior. That behavior predates him and I on this channel.
Think about it. Inky, Polite, Sarnetta were all together in that picture. All those snakes together, coming up with all types of ways to behoove our people. And they had done it. They have cases that show that they have stolen money. They have really just hurt the community. Not help, but hurt. A lot of people say, oh, Sarnetta helped me, da-da-da. You could have got that same help if you'd have sat back, did you a little fasting, did you a little praying, and went on about your business. Because as soon as you take your money out your pocket and give it to them, you can kiss it goodbye.
And you know, I think that's another thing of the jealous factor, that when I say I'm gonna do something, y'all come through, it get done, and we move to the next level, and they hoping that I would be as they are.
That it would fail. Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be like you, because I'm not you. You know what I mean, I got principles. You know, I got a 2-year-old up to a 24-year-old that I set my example for. So I'm not gonna look on this camera like my children can look at this.
That's right. That's the difference.
Look at this.
You got a backbone, you got truth in you, you have dignity and respect and kindness, and that's what they lack.
Hey sis, thank you so much. And I just want to underscore one more time. Any show that I do, my children can look at this.
That's right.
Anyway, even if I'm coming at somebody crazy, you're gonna never hear me cuss them out. Even if you see me get worked up and get hot and just fired up, you're never gonna hear me cuss them out. You're never gonna hear me go gutter. Even if I say, man, listen, where I'm from, you're gonna eat your teeth talking like that.
Well, you know what that's called? It's called having integrity and having a conscience. And having respect for yourself.
Absolutely. And guess what? My mama can watch my show.
That's your right. And you don't want your mama coming after you about your mouth.
Yeah.
And then you don't need that. No. That's what it is.
Absolutely. But I appreciate you, sis. I'm going to be here tomorrow, sis, and always hit the link. Your energy for this show in this platform is well needed. And I appreciate you, sis. All right.
I appreciate you too, Taka.
All right, peace and
love.
Thank
you to hear from Are you going to have on the show tomorrow?
If she's available, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
I think she is available too. Let me see if she texts me back. Yeah, I communicate with quite frequently, so I'm pretty sure she will.
She's watching because I want her to know we stand with her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you, sis. Peace and love.
And blessings, honey.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Team of Woods. Shout out to everybody tuned in tonight. And I'm telling you, Uma quite possibly will be responding to the whole K video from the other night. Thank you, family. It's getting kind of late. I got to get up early tomorrow. I got to put some work in. Thanks again, family. We're going to get this work done and we're going to get some healing done. Let's get it. Here we go. Where is that? Where is that?
I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. I be that more you gon' remember. I'ma be that more you gon' remember, that's right. I be that more you gon' remember. To Harker Bay front line till the law call my number. You a friend of the Moors, then you a friend of mine. I was told to watch my enemies, now hold my line. Those who speak against the prophet, they speak against me. And I'm speaking about the prophet over Drew Ali, who was the first to remind you and bind you back to Morocco, the mountains, Mississippi, and Quebec. Told you you wasn't black, proved it with straight facts. You tripping off trucks, you need to be tripping off that. Now here we go again, acting like you a slave. The same people talk European